Live on a Saturday night at Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the rubber match of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Rapid City Rush. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Utah won 6-4 last night as Cameron Wright and Dylan Fitze each had 2 assists. There were some stat changes from last night's game. Keaton Jamison ended up with 1 goal and 2 assists last night, and Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, was actually added 2 assists that were not counted last night, and he ended up the evening with 3 assists as the Grizzlies got a good performance from Garrett Metcalf, who picked up his 6th victory of the season, and Utah got a 6-4 victory. The power play has been outstanding for the Grizzlies in the first 2 games of this series. They are 4 for 8 on the power play, and they are a perfect 7 for 7 on the penalty kill. So the Grizzlies special teams has been outstanding here in the first 2 games of the series, and we'll see what happens here tonight. We got an interesting goaltending matchup as Trent Miner will go for the Grizzlies. He's got 1 shutout this season and 9 in his professional career. He'll be going up against Adam Carlson, who's got a record of 1-7 with an .862 save percentage. Rapid City earlier today lost 3 forwards to the AHL, and it's 3 of their best forwards as Ilya Nikolaev, Rory Cairns, and Matt Marchino all went to the AHL's Calgary Wranglers. Marchino is Rapid City's leading scorer with 37 points this season. So it's going to be interesting tonight to see what Cameron Wright can do for an encore, as after all, he's been outstanding in this series. In fact, in the first 2 games of this series, he has 3 goals and 1 assist and 13 shots. And it's also been outstanding for Keaton Jamison, who's got 2 goals and 2 assists in this series. And Dylan Fitze, obviously, 2 goals last night. And also watch out for Taron Fizer, who in 4 games this season against Rapid City has 3 goals and 2 assists. When we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll talk with Guy Krenz and get his thoughts on tonight's game as we're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out in the lobby at Maverick Center as the Salt Lake City Stars are occupying Maverick Center this evening. And I'm hanging out with Guy Krenz as last night the Grizzlies got a breakthrough offensive performance, scoring 6 goals, 2 by Keaton Jamison, 2 by Dylan Fitze. Keaton Jamison and Cam Strong also added goals, and guy that was certainly needed for the Grizzlies to break a 6-game losing skid.
Yeah, Tyson, that was much needed, and it really was a great performance by the Grizzlies all around. I really like that we saw that Dylan Fitze and Keaton Jamison got on the score sheet. Those are guys that have kind of been up and down this year, so hopefully they can continue and go on a bit of a hot streak here as the Grizzlies look to improve on last night's win and put together a winning streak.
Adam Carlson is in net against Rapid City. He's had some success against the Grizzlies in years past, but he's off to a really slow start this season with a record of 1-7 and a save percentage of just .862. And I think for the Grizzlies, 36 shots last night, and they were very aggressive and very assertive on the offensive end. And I wonder if we're going to see that here early on tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, I think the keys for the game for the Grizzlies is to, one, like they did last night, come out and play a very fast game and kind of just dictate the terms early on. And 2, I think you got to test Carlson early. I think with a guy with stats like that, he's not having the greatest of years. Get shots on him early. Test him. See how he's feeling. Throw some shots low. Maybe get some rebounds. See if you can get one past him quick and really get him thinking. And just get ahead in the game. Get the first goal.
Who's your pick to click this evening?
Well, Tyson, I mentioned his name earlier. I'm going to go with Keaton Jamison. As you mentioned, he has 2 goals and 2 assists in this series. He's on a tear right now, and I think he can continue that.
I'm going to go with I put it on Twitter. I forgot who I put on there. I'm going with Vladislav Mikalchuk. I think that he's somebody that can step up offensively for the Grizzlies. It seems like Rapid City's trying to play him physical, but I think McCallchuck's going to get one tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, he's one of those guys that I really think is fitting well with this Grizzlies team since he's shown up. He's one of those guys that sometimes doesn't always show up on the score sheet, but he does do other things, and he puts a really good effort every single night. And he's really one of those great guys to have on your team.
We'll see what Trent Miner does this evening, and I think it'll be interesting to see the shot count. I think here in the third game in 3 days, I think whoever gets the lead early is certainly going to, really benefit from it. The benefit from the fatigue that both teams are going to have as the game progresses.
Yeah, Tyson, you mentioned that fatigue factor, and we're in the third game in 3 days, and you got to wonder how are these guys feeling after 3 games in 3 days. I think it's not going to be as a high-scoring affair as we saw last night. I think it's going to be a bit more of a lower-scoring game. And I think you're absolutely right. That first goal is going to be critical because you want to have the lead. You don't have to be playing catch-ball game, as that takes a lot of energy to overcome that.
We'll talk with guys as the broadcast progresses. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have starting lineups for both teams. This is the Grizzlies pregame report presented by America First Credit Union.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies pregame report. Let's get to the starting lineups. First for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, who are led by second-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz and his assistant Jared Pike. The Grizzlies will start Trent Miner in net. He's got a record of 3-10 with 1 shutout, a 3.46 goals against average, and .893 save percentage. Starting defensive pairing, the captain, Connor McDonald, who had 3 assists last night. 2 of them were added today. And so he's got 2 goals and 6 assists on the season. He'll be wearing number 5, and he'll be paired up with Victor Bartley, who picked up an assist last night. Bartley has 1 goal and 6 assists in 22 games. 7 defensemen for the Grizzlies this evening. We'll also see Corey Thomas, James Shearer, along with Kyle Pouncey, Aaron Tho, and the all-star Andrew Nilsson. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Taron Faiser, wearing number 8, has 3 goals and 2 assists in 4 games against Rapid City this season. Tyler Penner has 6 goals and 1 assist in 30 games. He'll be making his 103rd consecutive appearance for the Grizzlies. And Dakota Raby, who had 1 assist last night, he's got 19 points in 30 games. So the starting forwards are Faiser, Penner, and Raby. We'll also see 7 other forwards for the Grizzlies tonight, including Keaton Jamison, who had last night had 1 goal and 2 assists. Dylan Fitze, who had 2 goals last night, as well as Cameron Wright, who also had 2 goals this evening. Wright leads all Grizzlies forwards with 23 points. We'll also see Christian Simeone out there, the Merrimack product. My pick to click, Vladislav Michalchuk, along with Cam Strong, and the Rooster, Jordan Martell, who had 2 assists last night. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have face-off here at the Monument as we're hanging out at Maverick Center. Actually, let's get to the Rapid City starters before we take that time out. The starting goaltender is going to be Adam Carlson. He's got a record of 1-7 with a 4.20 goals against average and .862 save percentage. The starting defensive pairing, Tyson Helgeson, who's just coming back from serving a 2-game suspension. It'll be the first time he has appeared in this series. He'll be paired up with Ryan Zolsdorf, who's wearing number 25. Zolsdorf is a -13 this year. He has 3 goals and 13 assists. Starting forwards, Max Cota, who had 3 goals last night. He had a hat trick, his second pro hat trick, as he scored 3 of Rapid City's 4 goals. He'll be wearing number 9. Calder Brooks, number 19, has 12 goals and 9 assists this season. And Brett Gravel, who had 2 assists last night. Gravel on the season has 6 goals and 7 assists. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have face-off over at the Monument. This has been the America First Credit Union pregame show on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's a great night for hockey. It's two big standings points are on the line tonight. It's a rubber match between the Grizzlies and the Rapid City Rush. On Thursday evening, Rapid City outscored the Grizzlies 3-1 in the third period as they won 5-2. Cameron Wright had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Dylan Fitze had 2 assists, but Roy Cairns had 2 goals, and Ilya Nikolaev and Matt Marshall each had 1 goal and 1 assist. But the big news in Rapid City is all three of those forwards, Cairns, Nikolaev, and Marshall, were each sent to the AHL's Calgary Wranglers, and so Rapid City is going to be a bit shorthanded tonight with just 10 forwards and 5 defensemen. Keegan Iverson will be playing a forward spot for Rapid City tonight. He'll be a forward. He was a defenseman the first 2 games of this series. Colton Leader, normally a forward, is playing a defenseman a defenseman spot for the Rapid City Rush for the 3rd straight game. And it's going to be interesting to see as the Grizzlies with 17 skaters, but Rapid City just has 15 tonight, and I think the Grizzlies need to take advantage of that in the 3rd game of the series.
But Tyson, of course, I mean, if you want to think about the storyline of this game, the Rapid City Rush just lost 3 of their best forwards to AHL. They got called up, so I think the Grizzlies need to take advantage of that, and that's going to be the key to the game.
For the Grizzlies, we mentioned the starting defensive pairing is Connor McDonald and Victor Bartley. Starting forwards are Dylan Fitze, Tyler Penner, and Dakota Raby. But also watch out for Cameron Wright, who's been outstanding here in the first 2 games of this series. And if I'm looking for somebody that could be a dark horse, I'm looking for Vladislav Mikhalchuk to come up big for the Grizzlies tonight. He's got 3 goals in 24 games. But watch out for him, as well as the Rooster, Jordan Martell, who had 2 assists in last night's game. So it's the Grizzlies and the Rush. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll have face-off over at the Monument. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey Face-Off underway here in a couple minutes. Grisby is in attendance over in Rapid City. Scratches for Utah include Zach Sekos, who's missing his 4th straight game. Sekos is out due to an injury, and he'll be out a few weeks. Grizzlies are also without Bryson Martin, who's been out since mid-December. Utah is also without Johnny Walker for the 8th straight game. Joey Colatarchi is a scratch for the 3rd straight contest, and Jordan Stone also out of the Grizzlies lineup as they have the ceremonial puck drop at center ice. Grisby's actually on the ice as we speak, and he's going to walk over towards Rapid City's mascot, Nugget, as it's going to be an interesting night of hockey. Looks like they got multiple puck drops over at the Monument. It's a rubber match of the 3-game series. It's the 3rd of a 5-game road trip for the Grizzlies, as Utah will be at Idaho Central Arena for a 2-game set. That's going to be next Friday and Saturday, January 13th and 14th. The Grizzlies have 4 home games in the month of January. Next home game is going to be on Monday, January 16th. It's going to be Nickelodeon and Sensory Friendly Day. Come on out and see the Grizzlies in their SpongeBob SquarePants themed jerseys for Nickelodeon Day, and the sound will also be turned down for Sensory Friendly Day. Bring the whole family for some Nickelodeon themed hockey action. That's going to be on Monday, January 16th. The Grizzlies are also hosting Rapid City for a 3-game set on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, January 25th, 27th, and 28th. The referee tonight is Trevor Wolford. The linesmen are Zach Carson and Tyler Willie. As looks like Grisby is being escorted off the ice by the police officers. Now it looks like Grisby might be arrested. Hopefully he'll be able to post bail before this game's over with. As the Grizzlies are wearing a black jersey tonight with professional green numbers, white trim, and white lettering. And yeah, Grisby's going off in handcuffs. Well, I hate to see that. And looks like he's going to the pokey as Grisby holds his head down and he talks with the sheriff and high-fives him actually as Dakota Raby's out there, but it's going to be Penner to take the face-off. Pfizer as well. McDonald and Bartley are the 2 defensemen. As Calder Brooks will take the draw for Rapid City at center ice. Puck is dropped and we're underway. Utah wins the face-off. They're skating from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. And your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Raby nudges ahead towards Penner. Rapid City picks it off. Rush have 15 skaters tonight. Grizzlies with 17. Raby will step over the line and skate towards the near corner. Now Raby around the net. He gets blasted by Rapid City, and that's Tyson Helgeson, number 44, plays a physical game. Grizzlies get it across to McDonald. Connor with a right wing shot, saved by Adam Carlson. As Rapid City in their own zone, as Calder Brooks will skate towards the near side. Brooks crosses center ice, gets around Pfizer. Now pull it ahead towards Lucas Fuke. He'll take a right wing shot, saved by Minor. And Trent holds on as he makes his first save 38 seconds into the game. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Everybody make your pick to click, and that's going to be who the player of the game is for the Grizzlies. I'm going with Vladislav Mikalchuk. Guy Krenz is picking Keaton Jamison. Logan Nelson will take the draw for Rapid City against Keaton Jamison, who had 1 goal and 2 assists last night. As a draw won by Rapid City, as Colton Leader will throw it off the left corner on the far side. Grizzlies, Dylan Fitze, who had 2 goals last night, gets it poked away. Fuke in the area as he's looking for the puck now. Rapid City centers it, and it's taken away by Aaron Tho. He'll nudge it ahead. Grizzlies chase after it. Jamison in the corner gets hit by Aliardi as Jamison will bounce it off the near boards, and it's taken by Rapid City. Aliardi sporting a beard gets to Nelson. Nelson crossed the offensive line, takes a shot, saved by Minor. Rebound goes to the far side for Utah as the Grizz skate around Minor's net. Utah gets around a Rapid City skater. Crossing center ice is Cameron Wright. He'll veer off to the right. Now Wright skates down the middle, drops it off for Jamison. Back to Wright in the right circle as Wright will feed it back up top, and a shot goes wide. He couldn't tell who that was as he was off the screen. Corey Thomas on the left side trying to hold the line. Rapid City pokes it ahead. Left circle. Rapid City in the offensive zone. Ships it towards Keegan Iverson, who's playing forward tonight. He was a defenseman the first 2 games of this series. Mikalchuk will nudge it towards the near corner as the Grizzlies will backhand it out to neutral ice. It's gloved by Rapid City and dropped at their blue line. Rush will feed it towards the near side as Carter Robertson, number 82, will get it to the far side. Rapid City will outlet it out to center ice. Rush dump it in as Grizzlies chase after it. Kyle Pouncey will throw it off the far boards. Utah will outlet it out to center, but it's Rapid City that gets it back as Quinn Wickers feeds it across to Zolsdorf. Zolsdorf gets pushed over towards the end wall in his own zone. Now the Rush skate along the near side. Turnover. Grizzlies left circle. Lefty shot. Saved by Carlson. That was taken by Cam Strong. He was out there with Jordan Martell. Martell originally had the puck after Rapid City turned it over and nudged it over towards Strong to his left. And Cam, who's got a goal in 3 of his last 5 games, takes Utah's second shot here in the first period. 17:47 left in the first. Utah's outshot Rapid City 2-1. This draw is going to be in the left circle. Strong will take it against Calder Brooks. And the face-off won by Rapid City as we're just underway. So pull up a chair and enjoy a little bit of Saturday with us as Colton Leader crosses center ice and dumps it in. Bartley chases towards the Grizzlies zone. He gets it, and he'll back it out to McDonald. Now the Grizzlies nudge it ahead to McCallchuck. He loses it neutral ice. Leader dumps it back in. McDonald chases after it. He gets it to the side of Utah's net and spins it along the near boards. Right wing shot, saved by Minor. That was taken by Colton Leader as Trent makes his second save here of the evening. 17:24 left in the first. Both teams have taken 2 shots. The draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone, and fatigue may set in as this game progresses, as after all, it's the 3rd game in 3 days. Well, remember, in the second round of the playoffs last season, both teams had to play 5 games in a 6-day stretch, which was certainly difficult. Rapid City wins the draw. Zolsdorf right point shot saved by Minor. Now Utah comes back the other way as Raby dumps it in towards Pfizer. Pfizer has the puck as he'll bounce it off the end wall. Now it goes over to Penner trying to feed Raby out in front. It goes wide to the mark. Sure kept it in the high slot. Gets over to Pfizer, who dumps it back towards the end wall. As Penner gets hit, Raby gets the puck as he skates towards the near side. Now Raby over in the corner will chip it back to Andrew Nelson, the left point. He'll get it across to Bartley. He'll take a lefty shot, and that one goes wide. I think Carlson might have gotten a piece of it as action in the corner. As Lucas Fuke will lift it high into the air. It bounces in the Grizzlies zone. Rapid City gathers it as Aliardi will back it out to neutralize himself. Aliardi will skate towards his left. Now enter the zone, and he'll throw it towards Garrett Klotz. He takes a lefty shot that goes wide. Now it's taken by Rapid City, who skates along the goal line as Leader will skate towards his left. He gets it poked away. Utah gets hit, and that's Cameron Wright who goes down. Rapid City re-enters the zone. Quinn Wicker skates towards the near corner. He gets hit by Corey Thomas. Now, Garrett Klotz gets hit by Shearer. Klotz actually went down. High slot. Leader feeds to the right circle for Wickers. Back up top for Leader. One-timer, and that's blocked in front of Minor. Grizzlies come back the other way. Utah crosses center ice, skating from right to left. Utah's onside as they'll take a right wing looking for a shot, but didn't have a shooting angle, so they just chip it into the near corner. As Dylan Fitze, left wing, shot saved by Carlson. And the Rapid City veteran goaltender holds on. 15:55 left in the first. Adam Carlson missed all of last season due to an injury, and he's off to a really slow start this year with just a 1-7 record with an .862 save percentage and a 4.20 goals against average. Tyson Helgeson on the ice right now. He's back after serving a 2-game suspension. He can be critical because he's a fresh player, because he hasn't played the previous 2 days. So he's somebody to watch out for. Tyson Helgeson's brother, Kenton Helgeson, is out due to an injury. Remember, Kenton Helgeson spent a couple years with the Grizzlies about 8 or 9 years ago. As Rapid City wins the face-off, as they'll throw it towards the far side. Helgeson, that's playing tonight. Tyson wears number 44. His name is my name, too. As Rapid City crosses center ice, Robertson dumps it in. As Thomas gets hit along the end wall of Utah's zone. As Max Cota, who had a hat trick last night, feeds it out in front to Robertson. Utah pokes it away. Grizzlies gather it and cross center ice. 1-on-2. As Cameron Wright steps over the offensive line, stops in the left point. He'll take a shot. Glove saved by Carlson. That shot would have gone wide and off the boards anyway, but Carlson holds on to it with 15:25 left in the first. As the draw is going to be in the left side, as Utah will make a line change, and so does Rapid City here early on. As it's going to be interesting to see who ends up scoring first, as Utah drew first blood 5:50 into last night's game. Utah is 9-3 when scoring first, but they're just 3-15 when the opposition scores first. Cam Strong will take the draw against Logan Nelson. Nelson has 10 goals and 16 assists in 28 games this season. Draw won by Utah. We're still scoreless. Martell, righty shot saved by Carlson. As Rapid City will throw it out to center ice. Grizzlies will chip it back in. As chasing after it in the corner is Cam Strong, but it's taken by Zolsdorf as the rush will glide it along the far boards. Now it's a center ice. Rapid City with a right wing pass to Aliardi. He'll skate towards the corner. He gets blasted by Shearer. He's played physical so far. 5 minutes into the game, still no scores. The Grizzlies spin it along the near wall, and the puck ends up kicking towards the near circle. Taken away by Zolsdorf. He'll feed it over to the left side. Righty shot. That goes wide on a one-timer as it glides along the near wall. As Zolsdorf will feed it back across to Wickers. Wickers wearing number 5 back to Zolsdorf, who skates down the middle. Now he's at neutral ice. Blue line to blue line pass. It's off the tape of Keanu Yamamoto and dumps into the Grizzlies zone. Now Utah comes back the other way, but it's Rapid City left point. They'll feed it back to the right corner as looked like Shearer will throw it behind his back to Thomas. Thomas in the far side. Penner over in the area. So is Fitze. Rapid City gets it up top for Leader. He'll feed it to the left circle. Rush with a righty shot, saved by Minor. Rebounds at Court gets hit, and the Grizzlies skate around the net. Corey Thomas gets hit by Iverson, but it's Iverson that bounced off of Thomas. As Corey, one of the bigger players of the Grizzlies, if not the biggest, as the Grizzlies step over the offensive line. Arm is raised by the linesman, and offside is called on Utah. 14:03 left in the first. Still no score, as Utah has outshot Rapid City 4-3. Both teams make a line change. Looked like Garrett Klotz fell down as he was skating towards the rush bench. Looks like Klotz is going to skate towards the locker room, as looked like maybe he's got some issues with his skate or something. Rapid City is a bit shorthanded tonight. They're just going with 15 skaters. Cameron Wright and Victor Bartley talking things over. Bartley had 1 assist last night. Jamison will take the draw as he crouches down. Fitze is to his right. As the draw won by Calder Brooks and Rapid City. The rush skate from left to right here in the first period. They feed it out to center ice. Keegan Iverson dumps it in. As the puck behind Utah's net, McDonald spins it along the far side. Grizzlies gather the puck, and they'll carry it out to neutral ice. Now they feed a left wing pass towards right. Did he touch it? Puck rolls along the boards. No icing as Wickers will come back the other way. Rapid City will dish it out to center ice to nobody in particular. McDonald chases after it. He'll throw it across to Bartley. Now ahead to Fitze. Make that right. Right skates over towards the left circle, and he gets it poked away. Now Utah feeds it up top to Bartley. Now across to Fitze. He takes a righty shot, and it goes wide. Puck along the near walls. Rapid City will chip it off the boards. It goes to Max Cota, who gets it over towards Brooks. Brooks steps over the line, takes a lefty shot, saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to the near side. Rapid City in the right point, tried to backhand it to the corner. Utah picks it off, crosses center ice, and dumps it in. Carlson wants icing, and so does the Rush, as the Grizzlies dump the puck deep in the Rapid City zone, but it was in Grizzlies territory when they did. So icing is on Utah with 13:08 left in the first. Both teams have taken 4 shots. And, Guy, I think it's been one of those games, just both teams are kind of filling it offensively a little bit.
Yeah, Tyson, it seems like even though this is the third game of the series, we're seeing a little bit of a feeling out process. I think it's going to be who's going to break first. And so look to see who gets that first goal. It could be critical in this game.
Rapid City in the right point has it. Colton Leader skates towards the near goal line. Now around Utah's net is Rush in the offensive zone. They chip it up top, but Utah picks it off. Grizzlies carry it out towards center ice, trying to dump it in, but didn't get very far as Rapid City will nudge it ahead. Aliardi skates towards the right circle, takes a righty shot on and goes wide as he tried to go stick side on Minor, and the puck deflects out of play. 12:46 left in the first period. Timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. No score from the Monument on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
12:46 left in the first period. No score between the Grizzlies and the Rush. It's the rubber match as Rapid City won 5-2 on Thursday night. Last night, the Grizzlies responded by winning 6-4 as the Rush in the offensive zone left side. They win the face-off as Nelson behind the Grizzlies net gets hit by Shearer, has been physical tonight. Now Nilsson takes it away. Andrew, that is for Utah, as the Grizzlies cross center ice. McCallchuk dumps it in. Martell chases after it. He gets blasted behind Rapid City's goal line. Now it's taken by Cam Strong. He gets over to McCallchuk. He takes a righty shot, saved by Carlson. Rebound out in front. Martell gets dragged down by Leader, who feeds over to Aliardi along the near boards. He couldn't handle the puck as it goes out to center ice. Grizzlies regather as they skate back along their blue line. As Utah skating from right to left here in the first period, crosses center ice, and Utah backhands it deep as Carlson lets Rapid City play it behind the net, and Carter Robertson will skate across center ice. He'll feed it ahead, bounced off of Iverson's stick and goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Iverson behind the net gathers the puck as he gets it poked away by McDonald. And Utah will get it to Raby as Dakota Raby chips over to the left side. It goes past Logan Nelson and off the near boards, but it's Rapid City that comes back the other way. They feed it over to Iverson in the Grizzlies zone. Now the puck goes back to center ice. Now Iverson gets it back from Penner as Iverson will get it to the left side. Goes over to Yamamoto, who skates towards the corner, but everybody stops skating as the whistle blows as Rapid City is offside with 11:33 left in the first. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 6-5. Utah this season on the road is 7-10. Rapid City at home is 10-6. As the Rush are 16-17 on the year, the Grizzlies are 12-18. But the Grizzlies do play a lot of home games in the second half of the year. As the Grizz have the puck as Victor Bartley along the near side skates towards the near circle of the Grizzlies zone. Now he feeds it across to McDonald. McDonald out to center ice. Rapid City picks it off as it kicks off with Brett Gravel, and now at neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench, Gravel gets it. He'll skate over towards the left circle. He gets the puck and now nudges it back towards the left point. As the Rush, lefty shot and a score. Looked like it got redirected out in front as Rapid City's taken a 1-0 lead. 11:03 left in the first. Max Coda might have redirected it out in front. Looks like he was the one to skate to the bench first. Coda had 3 goals last night as Rapid City had the puck and they just kind of nudged it back towards the left point. Coda was out in front and did look like Max Coda redirected it. So Coda gets his 4th goal of the series and 8th of the season as Max Coda redirected a shot from the left point, and the Rush have drawn first blood tonight with 11:03 left in the first. As the Grizz win the draw, as Utah back in their own zone as they get it out towards center ice, Rapid City pokes it away. As Grizzlies out to center ice, Andrew Nilsson feeds it ahead. Utah to the right side will move it across to Fitze. Right wing shot goes wide. Rapid City's Aliardi will feed it out to center ice. It's taken away by Nilsson. He gets over to the right side. Grizzlies enter as Fitze battling. Rapid City pokes it away. Now the Grizzlies get it back. They skate around Carlson's net. They're over to the near side as Wright feeds it up top. Lefty shot, and that one goes wide. Carlson was in the area with a lot of traffic as Aliardi skates across center ice, sporting a beard. He gets poked away by Nilsson, but Nelson for Rapid City dumps it in. Now Andrew Nilsson for Utah will feed it to the left side for Wright. Wright skates towards his right. He crosses the center ice logo and dumps it in as it bounces off the end wall. As looked like looking for the puck was McCallchuck. He couldn't corral it as Rapid City out to neutral ice gets the puck. Yamamoto gets it poked away at the Utah blue line by Thomas. As now the Grizz with the puck in the near circle. Arm is raised. It's going to be a penalty. Who's going to be on? Now it looks like Zach Court wants to get after Aaron Tho. I think Tho might be the one serving the penalty, though, as looked like he delivered a hit on the near side near the glass. And so Rapid City goes on the power play when we come back in 1 minute. Max Coda gets his 8th of the season as the Rush lead 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Welcome back to the we're at Maverick Center. The Grizzlies are over at the Monument. Aaron Tho gets a 2-minute penalty. And so Rapid City's on the power play for the first time tonight. Rush lead 1-0 as Max Coda scored 8:57 in as he redirected a shot from Tyson Helgeson, who got an assist. Calder Brooks also with an assist, which is his 10th of the season. Nelson, looks like Tho got an elbowing minor, and so Rapid City is on the power play halfway through the first period as the rush towards the far corner after winning the draw. Calder Brooks feeds it up top to the left wing for Zulsdorf. He'll bounce it off a Grizzly. Now Gravel feeds it behind the goal line as McDonald holds up Rapid City along the far side. As Code over there as well as he chip it over to the near corner, taken by Penner for Utah, who clears it all the way out. Rapid City's power play this season is 16.9%. The Grizzlies' penalty kill is 7 for 7 in this series and 79.5% on the year. As Yamamoto skates into the right circle, he stops in the corner and fires it back to the other corner. Calder Brooks spins it along the near wall, but nobody was home at the right point, and it goes all the way out to the Rapid City blue line as Zulsdorf gets chased by Pfizer. Zulsdorf crosses center ice, and he'll feed it to the right side for Code as it ricochets off the boards. Puck glides towards the corner as Utah takes it away. They skate around the net. Utah gets tripped up, no call. And the Grizz, Corey Thomas will bounce it off the near wall. It stays in. Taken by Yamamoto halfway through the Rapid City power play. As over on the right side goes Calder Brooks. He'll get it up top. Lefty shot. Got redirected, but goes wide. Yamamoto, left side just outside the circle over to Zulsdorf. Back to the right side for Brooks. Brooks switches places with Zulsdorf. Now he gets it back to Zulsdorf. It's actually Yamamoto he switched spots with. Brooks gets it across. Lefty shot. Saved by Minor. And it looks like after the whistle, Calder Brooks and Cameron Wright exchanged some pushes and shoves. It looked like Brooks kind of pushed Minor's glove away from the crease. And so Cameron Wright went over to defend him. No harm, no foul as the Grizzlies make the save with 34 seconds left in the Rapid City power play. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 8-6. And a few minutes ago, this is Max Cota, who had 3 goals last night. It was his second career hat trick as a pro. He got Rapid City on the board. Draw in the Grizzly zone is won by Utah as the Grizz will carry it out themselves as Victor Bartley, before he got to center ice, will flip behind to the air. It's gloved by Carlson about head high, and he'll drop it as the rush skate from left to right here in the period. They'll feed it out to center ice. Rapid City will get it ahead to Aliardi, who enters the zone left side just outside the circle. Will get it up top to Leader, who will nudge it to his right for Logan Nelson, who gets it poked away by Bartley. Victor feeds it out to center ice. Pass connects. Grizzlies skate towards the right circle. Shot, and they fanned on it. I think that was Cameron Wright as the rush will skate back the other way from left to right. Leader crosses center ice. Now he gains the line left side, and he'll chip it around the boards. This goes back to Lucas Fuke on the right side. As the power play looks like it's over, we're back to 5-on-5 skating. Good penalty kill work by the Grizzlies. Up top to Helgeson. Now to Brooks. Slot shot, saved by Minor. Rebound shot, saved by Minor again. That last one was taken by Fuke as the Grizzlies out to neutral ice. They carry it across center. Dylan Fitze will dump it in as it chips over to the left corner. Chasing after it is Fitze. He rolls it along the wall as Leader behind Rapid City's net will feed it to the far side. Grizzlies in the right point, keep it in the zone as Utah will chip it off the end wall. Rapid City will nudge it ahead to Max Cota on the near side. He'll backhand it out to center ice. Brooks tried to move it ahead. Grizzlies have it stay towards the near wall. Brooks fans on a pass, keeps the puck, and he'll skate over the line. So he'll get it to the left side, circle, shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to Thomas, who will chip it to neutral ice where it's regathered by the rush. Rapid City re-enters. Gravel feeds it across off the wall for Zach Court, number 16. Now the rush gets to Carter Robertson, right side. He'll take a lefty shot, and it goes wide. Cota with a shot. Oh, that one goes wide as well. Left side, Rapid City in the corner as Wickers gets over towards Iverson. He couldn't handle it. Utah gathers the puck as they cross center ice. 2-on-3. Utah dumps it in. Chasing after it's McCallchuck as he collides with Rapid City behind their net. Iverson gets the puck as he'll feed it to the near side as Rapid City crosses center. Court nudges it across to Iverson. He'll skate towards the left circle. Iverson with a backhand shot hits the side of the net. Puck ends up in the right corner. Iverson glides over there. Utah feeds it out to center ice. Robertson takes it back for Rapid City. Rush out to center ice. Utah picks it off. Grizz skate towards the far circle. Martel gets it taken away. Martel delivers a hit of Zulsdorf in the corner. Now Iverson gets it across. Rapid City crosses center ice left wing. They'll carry it over the line. Left point, shot, and Minor got a piece of it, and it deflects out of play off the protective netting. And even 6 minutes is left in the first period. Rapid City has outshot Utah 11-6. As Grizzlies make a change, so does Rapid City. It's about that time you would see a media timeout window, but it looks like we'll keep it here. As, again, when they say it's an under 6 timeout, they really mean under 6, not exactly 6. As Logan Nelson will take the draw. He's got Lucas Fuke to his left and Alex Aliardi to his right. Taking the draw for Utah's Keaton Jamison as the draw won by Rapid City. Left wing, righty shot is blocked. It looked like maybe he fanned on the shot, whoever took it. As it goes back to Leader, he'll get to the left side. Rapid City, lefty shot saved by Minor. Rebound out in front. Grizzlies will lift it out to center ice. Puck glides into the Rapid City zone as Colton Leader chases after it. Leader, a very strong, not only two-way forward, but a guy that's played a defensive role for the Rush in this series. Leader feeds to the far side as Rapid City crosses center ice and dumps it in. Minor tries to cut it off, but it rolls towards the near side. Cameron Wright will chip it out to neutral ice. Rapid City will race back into their own zone to get it, and it's Carter Robertson who will nudge it out to center ice as Aliardi has it glide off his stick, and it goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Utah behind their own net as Victor Bartley will skate down the middle. Bartley will feed it out to center ice. Pass didn't connect. Rapid City gets it back at their blue line as Carter Robertson will chip it off the Grizzly skate of Terran Pfizer, who gets the puck. Pfizer back in his own zone. He'll get to the far side for McDonald. The Grizzlies captain who had 3 assists last night. To Bartley, back to McDonald. At neutral ice, he'll chip it towards the left side as it bounced off the stick and Penner and rolls towards Carlson, but Quinn Wickers gathers it about 10 feet in front of Carlson. Now he skates behind the net as Wickers will feed it to the near side as Rapid City will nudge it ahead as Gravel gets it poked away. At center ice, Pfizer will dump it in. Utah chasing after it as Penner pushes Wickers along the end wall. As Cota over there in the area. Now Raby gets it left side. He'll feed it across to the right. Grizzlies get it up top to Corey Thomas. He'll chip it ahead, looking for Penner. It glanced off his stick and goes to Rapid City at their goal line. As the Rush get it to Quinn Wickers, who skates around Carlson. Over to Robertson. One-time pass out to the Rapid City line. Now to center ice for Iverson, who moves it in. As Grizzlies behind the net play the puck. About 4 minutes left in the first period. Rush lead 1-0. They've outshot the Grizzlies 12-6. Utah at neutral ice gets it taken away as Rapid City back in their own zone. Will restart the attack as the Rush cross center ice. Colton Leader will dump it in. Stays in play in the right corner as looks like Martell collides. He gets the puck as he'll skate around Minor's net. Utah in the black jerseys with green numbers and white trim as Martell crosses center ice. He'll step over the line and skate towards the left corner as Martell will get it back towards Cam Strong, who feeds it up top for Shearer. Now across to Nilsson. One-timer saved by Carlson. Rebound to the far side. Keegan Iverson will carry it out of the zone. He gets around a Grizzly skater, gains center ice, and dumps it in. Rush make a line change. Grizzlies do as well. 3:20 and counting left in the first. Rush still lead 1-0. Utah will glide the puck out towards the blue line. Rapid City's Lucas Fuke will throw it towards Minor. Trent makes the save. 3:13 left in the first. Time out of the ice. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
The Rush 1 and the Grizzlies 0. 3:13 left in the first period. Draws in the right circle. Logan Nelson will take it for Rapid City. And he wins the draw as Lucas Fuke throws it up top for Tyson Helgeson. He'll take a shot that goes wide over the right shoulder of Trent Minor. Grizzlies get it out to center ice, but it's Rapid City that gets the puck back. Aliardi dumps it in, but not all the way as McDonald over to Bartley. Victor will nudge it ahead. Grizzlies out to center ice. Fitze dumps it in. Fitze gets blasted as Carlson plays it in front of the crease. Rapid City outlets it out to center ice. Grizzlies re-enter. Fitze in the left wing. Takes a shot. Blocked by Helgeson. And Tyson Helgeson will feed it across to Wickers. Wickers on the far side will get it back to Helgeson down the middle. Helgeson skates north-south. There was a blue line to blue line pass. It bounced off of Nelson and deep into the Grizzlies zone as Bartley gets it. Victor Bartley, the NHL player from Nashville and Montreal, will throw it to the right wing. Passes wide of the mark. Rapid City gets the puck About 2.5 minutes left in the first. Rush lead 1-0 on Max Coda's 8th of the year and 4th in the last 2 games as Rapid City will skate towards the left wing. Left corner will chip it off the end wall as Gravel looking for the puck, but it's Utah's Andrew Nilsson. Will feed it across. Utah out to the far side. They'll dish it out to center ice. Utah looking to locate it, but couldn't quite as Coda will bounce it off the near boards. Grizzlies back in their own zone. Shearer will nudge it to the far side. Grizzlies will cross center as Rapid City steers it out to center. Grizzlies get it back as Nilsson in his own zone will station himself in the far circle as Nilsson very patient with his approach. Will feed it to the near side. Grizzlies Dakota Raby crosses center. He'll gain center ice and nudge it ahead to Penner. Penner left circle shot saved by Carlson. Rebound goes to Fitze, spins it along the near wall. Taken by Bartley. He'll steer it across off the far boards. Fitze chips to the corner as Rapid City gets it across to Robertson with the puck as they're still on their own end. Penner delivers a hit. Grizzlies. Dakota Raby trying to get it to Fitze, but he couldn't reach it. Gravel will bounce it off a Grizzly as Rapid City throws to the right point. Grizzlies keep it in. Bartley in the left side gets it back to Fitze. Back to Bartley in the left side near goal line. Now he skates around the net. Wraparound shot saved by Carlson. Puck goes to the far corner as Rapid City nudges it ahead. McDonald gets it. He'll skate towards his right. He'll take a righty shot saved by Carlson. And the Rapid City netminder holds on. 1:01 is left in the first period. Good shift by the Grizzlies attack as they kept the puck in the offensive zone. We're able to get 3 shots on Carlson. They're up to 10 on the game. And the draw is going to be in the rush zone. And as Guy Karenza and I talked about, Carlson, normally a good goaltender in past years, but he's gotten off to a slow start this season. Jamison will take the face-off against Zach Court. And the draw won by Utah as now it goes out to center ice. Grizzlies will back it out and restart the attack as Utah will gain the line on the right side. Utah 2-on-4, right wing shot, saved by Carlson. He holds on, and as the whistle blows, 49 seconds left in the first. Rapid City with 12 shots, but the Grizzlies have taken the last 5, as at one point it was a 12-6 shot edge for Rapid City, and now it's 12-11. First intermission, we'll talk with Guy Karenza, and we'll also get some scores from around the world of sports, and we will also give you an update on a couple of those NFL games and just have some fun talking hockey here at the lobby of Maverick Center as we got the 2 Turner Cups behind us. As the draw is going to be in the right circle. As thanks for sticking with us on Flow Sports and YouTube, our homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. As a draw won by Rapid City, Iverson to the right point will hit it off of Nilsson. Puck at neutral ice. Grizzlies get it as they'll feed it over to Fitze. Fitze now in the Grizzlies zone. We'll get it to Shearer. He'll feed it across as Grizzlies. Aaron Tho will outlet it out to the Rapid City zone. Long-range pass. It doesn't connect. Icing is on the Grizzlies. 28 seconds left in the first. Draw is going to be towards Trent Miner. And I got a good feeling about Trent Miner here in the second half of the season. He's a guy that, can really settle in and play well. He got the start on Thursday nights and unfortunately got the loss to Rapid City. He stopped 36 of 41. Logan Nelson will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Quite frankly, the Grizzlies' numbers aren't as easy to spot on the monitor that I'm watching. It's a draw one by Rapid City. Aliardi with a shot that goes over the crossbar, but stays in play. Grizzlies will chip it towards the near wall. Rapid City at the right point. Leader keeps it in. He'll get it over to Lucas Fuke. He'll skate down the middle. I try to move it ahead to Aliardi. Passes wide. Now far goal line. Aliardi shot. Now Lucas Fuke hacks away. Miner makes the save. Puck out up top as Leader with a righty shot that goes wide. Grizzlies will chip it off the near glass, and it goes all the way out to the Grizzlies offensive line. Rapid City takes it away, and time runs out as the horn sounds. And that does it for 20 minutes over at the Monument as Max Coda scored about 9 minutes in as he redirected a Tyson Helgenson shot. Calder Brooks also with an assist. The time of that goal was 8:57 in. Rapid City ended the period with 14 shots, and the Grizzlies had 11. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here in the second period. The Grizzlies have been a good second period club this season. As we head to the locker room after one period, Rapid City leads 1-0. We're back in 2 minutes for the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
First intermission over at the Monument, and Rapid City leads 1-0 as Max Cota scored 8:57 into the first period with Tyson Helgeson and Calder Brooks getting the assist. It was one of those where it was right off a draw. Brooks nudged it back up top for Helgeson in the left point. Helgeson took a shot that got redirected by Max Cota, and there's really nothing that Trent Miner could have done about that. And really in that sort of situation, you just tip your hat to Rapid City as Max Cota with good hands out in front of the net just redirected it and into the back of the net. And that's usually how you win playoff games. That's a playoff type of goal. And for Max Cota, how about him? He's been public enemy number one to Grizzlies fans' eyes as he had 3 goals last night. In fact, he's got a goal in each of his last 4 periods of play. He scored 1 goal in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third last night. And he scores a first period goal for Rapid City this evening. And that's the only goal of the period. There's only 1 penalty in the first period as Aaron Tho got an elbowing minor, 10:03, and that came a little over a minute after Rapid City had scored. But the Grizzlies' penalty kill, once again, has done a great job. In fact, Utah's penalty kill in this series is 8 for 8. And you think about the Grizzlies' power play. They didn't have a power play in the first period, but they are 4 for 8 so far in this series. And so we'll see if the Grizzlies can get some power play chances in the second period. Of the 11 shots that Utah took, well, it looks like there's not a single guy that had more than 1 shot. Believe it or not, 1 shot by 11 different Grizzly skaters. As for Rapid City, they had 14 shots in the first period, 2 each for Max Cota, Brett Gravel, Ryan Zolsdorf, and Alex Aliardi, and then a few other Rush skaters with 1 shot in the first period. Rush goaltender Adam Carlson stopped all 11 shots that he saw. Trent Miner stopped 13 of 14. Looks like there's a firefighters theme night there over at the Monument. Might be first responders night over at the Monument, as they do a really good job with game entertainment. It always seems like every time I go to Rapid City, it's a fun environment. And yeah, I think it looks like it's a pretty good crowd there on a Saturday night. As Guy Krenza and I are hanging out here at the Maverick Center lobby. And Guy, I mean, really on Rapid City's goal, I mean, there's not much Trent Miner could have done about it. Maybe it kind of, if there's one thing you'd like to do, is you try to make sure that Cota is not in a position to where he could redirect a shot like that. But it was a pretty good goal by Rapid City. I think you give him credit. Otherwise, it seemed like a pretty evenly played first period.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, that's exactly it. There's not a whole lot the Grizzlies could have done on that one. And Trent Miner, unfortunately, there's nothing he could have done on that one. It was just a really good drawn-up play by the Rush. You're right. If the Grizzlies were to do anything on that play, it's try and get that man out in front of the net. So Trent Miner has a chance to pick up that puck and potentially see it. But I don't think Trent saw it. And if he did, it was far too late. So Rush have a 1-0 lead going into the first intermission.
It's kind of I think the Grizzlies were trying to get the transition game going, and I think they did a decent job of it. But it's kind of interesting to think about 11 shots in the first period, and not a single guy statistically has more than 1 shot.
Yeah, Tyson, it's kind of interesting how that goes. And it seems like this game is kind of flowing in a bit of waves. It's a bit of a roller coaster. It's Utah came out firing, and they got the first few shots of the game. It looked like they were rolling, and then Rapid City came out, and they started dominating possession. And then there was a while there where Utah came back, and then Rapid City came back, and it was about 10 minutes where we didn't see a shot from the Grizzlies, and the Rush were just pounding it. And then with about 3 minutes left to go, it was the Grizzlies' turn. And we saw, and you mentioned during live action that the Grizzlies took about 5 shots before the Rush had one. So it just seems like a roller coaster. Who's got the momentum? kind of game, and I think that's it's going to stay for the remainder of this one.
Obviously, for the Grizzlies, you'd like to see if you can find a way to get some power plays in the second period because that's been their bread and butter so far in this series. And I think for Rapid City, I mean, I'm pretty sure Scott Burt, who I think is an outstanding coach, I think his game plan coming into tonight is to stay out of the penalty box, not let Utah get those power play chances.
Yeah, Tyson, of course. I mean, the Grizzlies have played fantastic on the special teams game this entire series. And so if you're the Rapid City Rush, you're right. You don't want to take a penalty because you know the Grizzlies are probably going to capitalize on it. And I think that's a key to look for in the second period is, hey, maybe if the Grizzlies can get a power play going, look for that to be their chance to tie up this game and get right back in it.
I think it's kind of interesting when you see the styles of both teams. I think Ryan Kanasowicz and Scott Burt, the two respective head coaches, I think they both have philosophies that are pretty similar. You know, the Grizzlies want to play a bit of a speed game and move it from end to end and really be fast-paced and exciting. And I think Scott Burt for Rapid City wants to have a similar type of team.
Yeah, well, and I think that's what makes it so fun to watch, right? Is you see two teams that are built on speed in that transition game. And it's just really entertaining hockey where you see them go back and forth. And like I mentioned before, those momentum swings where it looks like one team is pounding the puck. And then next thing you know, 5 minutes later, the Grizzlies are the ones that are going after it. So it's really makes for entertaining hockey and just an overall really fun game.
I think it's an aesthetically pleasing brand of hockey. I mean, just think about the shot counts in the first two games of this series. Now, Rapid City had 41 shots to Utah's 31 in the first game of the set. And then last night, Grizzlies had 36 shots and Rapid City had 30. And there in the first period, we looked like we had a pretty high volume shot count with Rapid City taking 14 shots and the Grizzlies with 11.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you can expect in a game like this with teams that play that style is just back and forth hockey where on the transition game, you're going to go and you're just going to try and rip shots off the rush. And so for the Grizzlies, you got to find a way to try and maybe slow that down and then take it the other way as quickly as you can. Maybe try and force some turnovers and really just capitalize when the rush give you chances.
What else stood out to you in the first period?
I thought Trent Miner played a pretty good game in the first period. Like we mentioned before, that first goal, there was not a whole lot he could have done on that one. So I really like the game from Trent. And you think about his statistics and where he's at in the season so far, I don't think the season's gone the way that he would have liked it so far. And I think this is the kind of game where he can build some momentum, build some confidence, and really turn this thing around because we know he's an elite talent. He had a fantastic year last year. And like I mentioned before, this is just a chance for him to really start to turn things around.
How about this for other action in the Mountain Division? Wichita's in second place in the Mountain Division, and they defeated Idaho last night to end Idaho's 12-game winning streak. Second intermission, Wichita leads 2-1. Now, the Grizzlies haven't faced Wichita this season. They will obviously later on, but they might be a team that's for real, kind of a little bit more like the club they were 2 years ago, where last year they were a bit of a struggling unit.
Yeah, Tyson, it's interesting, right? I mean, the Wichita Thunder, who would have thought coming up here and really just playing a really good season so far. And so you think about the Mountain Division standings and Idaho's at the top, but you think about the Wichita Thunder beating the Idaho Steelheads and posing a significant challenge for them. That's got to be a good team. And we haven't seen them yet, so I don't think there's too much we can talk about them as far as, the play style and all that. But any team that can beat Idaho is a formidable opponent.
Allen, the leads Tulsa 2-1 that game with 2.5 minutes left in the second period. Let's see if Kansas City played earlier tonight. It looks like Kansas City is off, but how about this for other action? In a shootout, Adirondack defeated Norfolk 5-4, so Norfolk gets a standing point there. Jacksonville defeats Greenville 6-3. 5 of Jacksonville's 6 goals were scored by defensemen. Newfoundland over 12 Riviere 7-3. The defending champion Florida Everblades over Orlando 4-1. Reading defeats Worcester 2-1. South Carolina over Savannah 4-1. 13 minutes to go in the third period. Toledo leads Fort Wayne 5-2. Second intermission, Wheeling and Cincinnati are tied at 2. Former Grizzly goaltender Brad Barone was signed by the Wheeling Nailers. He did not play in net. He was the backup this evening for Wheeling. That game's still going on. Second intermission, tied at 2. Just starting out the third period, Iowa leads Indy 3-1. So interesting action across the league. I think it'll be interesting to kind of see, where the Grizzlies stack up in terms of, can they find a way against Tulsa later this month? And I'm really curious to see what the Tulsa Oilers look like in a couple weeks. That's going to be 3-game set over at BOK Center on January 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So I think that's going to be critical. And as we mentioned, last night, the Grizzlies needing to find a way to just pick up road wins where they can, because those are going to really come in handy late in the season.
Yeah, Tyson, games like this, against the Rapid City Rush, a team that you're chasing in the standings, it's important to get those 2 points and win this series. And you mentioned the Tulsa Oilers. We haven't seen them yet. There's our games in hand that the Grizzlies need to win, and potential points that you can pick up in the Mountain Division. Again, we talk about the Wichita Thunder. That'll shaping up to be a pretty good team this year. So you think about when the Grizzlies face them, that's a team that you got to beat.
When we come back in 1 minute, we will go over some scores from around the rest of the world of sports, and we'll also talk some hockey as Rapid City leads 1-0 first intermission. This is presented by Siegfried and Jensen here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Second period action will begin shortly over at the Monument. Other action in the world of sports: the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 31-13. I did say LA Raiders. They did play in LA for 13 years, from 1984 through 1994, or 82 to 94, that 13-year stretch. They ended up winning the Super Bowl back in the 1983 NFL season, and they haven't won the Super Bowl since. So the Raiders have not won a Super Bowl in my lifetime, even though Al Davis would always talk about the greatness of the Raiders, even though I haven't seen it in my lifetime. Kansas City wins 31-13. Their regular season ends at with the record of 14-3. The Raiders fall to 6-11. So that's an interesting one. The other NFL matchup going on right now, 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Tennessee leads Jacksonville 13-10. And Guy, if I remember right, that's one of those winning you're in the playoff type of scenarios.
Yeah, Tyson, that's an important one. It's win or go home, or win or you're out. And so for the Jaguars and the Titans, you got to win that game or you're done. And so it's important.
In the NHL, later on tonight, starting out in about 10 minutes, Colorado is at Edmonton. The Avalanche have a record of 19-15-3, while Edmonton is 21-17-2. Other NHL action here on this Saturday night, as games have gone final. In overtime, the Devils defeat the Rangers 4-3. It was also a 4-3 final in a shootout, Columbus over Carolina. In overtime, Buffalo defeats Minnesota 6-5. Maple Leafs over the Red Wings 4-1. Canadians defeat the Blues 5-4. Seattle in a shootout, they defeat not in a shootout, but in one of those high scoring games. Kraken defeat the Senators 8-4. We mentioned Colorado and Edmonton at 8:00. The Kings and the Golden Knights will also play at 8:00, and at 8:30, the Boston Bruins and their record of 34-4. They take on the San Jose Sharks, who have really struggled this season, with a record of 12-20-8. Guy, here before we start the second period, what do the Grizzlies need to do in order to, one, tie up the game and see if they can find a way to get a lead after two?
Tyson, I think the Grizzlies need to come out and they need to play with dominance. They need to come out and use their speed. I think that's their greatest strength, is using their speed and getting plays off the rush. No pun intended. So I think they just need to come out and keep firing shots at Carlson.
When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have second period action as Rapid City leads 1-0 as Max Cota redirected a Tyson Helgenson shot. 8:57 in. Rush outshot the Grizzlies 14-11 in the first period. We'll have the second period coming up next. This has been the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
We're about set to start the second period of play as Rapid City leads 1-0 here in the rubber match of the three-game series. On Thursday, Rapid City won 5-2, but the Rush, their three biggest stars of that game, are now playing in the AHL as Rory Cairns, Ilya Nikolaev, and their leading scorer, Matt Marchino, were each recalled to the AHL's Calgary Wranglers, and all three of those guys have 10 or more goals this season. But Rapid City leads 1-0. Grizzlies have Trent Miner in net. He stopped 13 of 14 in the first period. Last night, Utah won 6-4 as Garrett Metcalf got the start and got the victory. Metcalf is the backup tonight. He is 6-1 on the season. Draw's going to be at center ice. Tyler Penner will take it. He's got Taryn Fizer to his right and Dakota Raby to his left. Up top is Victor Bartley and Connor McDonald as 20 minutes are on the scoreboard clock. Taking the drop for Rapid City is Calder Brooks. Utah skating from left to right as we're waiting for the linesman to drop the puck. Tyler Woolley finally does, and we're underway here in the second. Rapid City wins the draw. They skate from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. They'll throw it all the way to Trent Miner, who will hold on to it as Rapid City took a shot from about, I'd say, 150 feet away, but Miner was able to corral it and hold on as 9 seconds into the second period. Rush will have an offensive zone draw. That does count as a shot, so it's their 15th of the night and first of the second period. That's the same fan dancing on Flow Sports that we saw dancing last night. She must be a season ticket holder. As Penner will take the draw against Calder Brooks. Hey, we're just having some fun on a Saturday night. Last of the three-game series and third of a 5-game road trip. Grizzlies win the draw. McDonald around the net, gets over to Fizer, back to Bartley. He chips it to Fizer on the right wing. Fizer with a drop pass for Raby. He feeds it out in front. Penner shot saved by Carlson. Rapid City clears it out to center as they get around. And Trent Miner way out to the blue line. And the Grizzlies clear it out. Not all the way, though. Slot shot. Somehow Miner makes the save. Oh, I don't believe it. As Trent Miner skated all the way out towards the blue line, tried to cut off the puck. The Grizzlies couldn't clear the zone. Then Rapid City took a shot, and Miner made the save about 5 feet in front of the crease. I don't believe that. That was an ultra-aggressive move by Trent Miner, and it stays a 1-0 game. Traw's going to be in the Grizzly zone on the left side as Trent Miner, very daring, as he saw Rapid City winning a foot race as the puck was gliding into the Grizzly zone, and he skated. He was closer to the blue line than he was his crease. And then he got back just in time. He couldn't quite clear the offensive zone for Rapid City. And then Rapid City was able to get a shot off, and somehow Miner was able to make the save. That's got to be the save of the week in the league. But then again, the league doesn't like us that much as Utah wins the draw and ices the puck as the whistle blows 37 seconds into the second period. Draws going to come back towards Trent Miner. You know, they have the ECHL saves of the week. I don't think we've been on there once in 4.5 years that I've been calling games. I got to do something about that. That's the save of the week right there. That's the daring move of the week, as Trent Miner was way out of his crease, and it was ultra aggressive, and hey, Trent got away with it. Draws in the right circle, as looks like the linesman having a lecture with Cameron Wright and Alex Aliardi. I hate it when people lecture me, as Jamison kicked out of the face. Looks like Jamison will stay in the face-off circle. Over there against Logan Nelson. In fact, Guy lectured me during the timeout. So the Grizzlies won the draw but couldn't clear the zone. It goes out to the right point as Rapid City. Colton Leader feeds over to the far corner for Nelson. He throws to the far circle. Utah picks it off. As the Grizzlies cross center ice, Utah left wing dumps it into the right corner as Fitze chases after it. Sharp angled shot goes wide. Puck glides along the far boards. Grizzlies gather it. Wright gets taken away. Puck at the Grizzlies zone. As Utah back at center ice, will ship it ahead. Left wing pass. Grizzlies connect. Drop pass over towards Raby. He'll take a shot and saved by Carlson. He holds on. Actually, that shot was taken by James Shearer from the left wing. Carlson makes the stop. He has saved all 13 he has seen. As the faceoff's going to be in the Rapid City zone as Utah makes a line change here in the rubber match. Utah next week will be at Idaho Central Arena for games next Friday and Saturday. Cam Strong will take the draw against Zach Court. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Utah on the left point feeds it across to McDonald. Connor with a shot. Glove saved by Carlson. He holds on. That shot would have gone wide and off the boards anyway, but Carlson holds on, so I don't know if that's going to count as a shot on goal. Doesn't look like it. After the whistle, Tyson Helgeson with a push and shove of a Grizzly player. Tyson Helgeson does play a physical brand of hockey at 6'3" and 205 pounds. Court will take the face-off against Cam Strong. Strong's got a goal in 3 of his last 5 games. Strong wins the draw, throws over to Martell, bouncing off a rush skater to McDonald. Now back towards Strong, behind the Rapid City goal line. As the Grizzlies get dragged down in the left circle, no calls. Rapid City gets the puck. They'll nudge it ahead to Calder Brooks, who crosses into the Grizzly zone. Right point, glides it on to Miner. Puck still in play as Rapid City out to the left circle. Yamamoto shot saved by Miner. Now behind the net, Iverson gets hit and gets divorced from the puck as Utah skates towards the near side. Now slot, Rapid City shot that's blocked as Robertson took it. McDonald with the block as Utah crosses center ice with it. Martell, right wing, enters the zone as he'll get it over towards Strong, back towards Martell. Rapid City takes it away. They'll clear it out to center as the rush. With the puck 2-on-2. Yamamoto skates towards the left circle, takes a shot, saved by Miner. Yamamoto gets tripped up, no call, as it looks like the referee wants to get this game moving. Right side, Michalchuk crosses center. He dumps it in as Michalchuk gets around Quinn Wickers. Sure delivers a hit as the puck glides from one corner to the other. Max Cota gathers it. He'll get it over to Calder Brooks. Brooks has good speed. He'll enter the zone right side, skates towards the circle. Shot bounced off the end boards. Brooks skates towards the near side. That's where the puck is. Gravel gets around Penner. Gravel around the net. He's now in the right corner. He chips up top to Wickers, who takes a lefty shot. Got blocked by his own guy and deflects over to the far corner. As Raby spins it back around, it goes to Rapid City in the right point. Wicker skates towards his left. Now he feeds it back towards the right side as Cota will chip it off the far boards. Puck goes to Utah at center ice, 1-on-3. Utah carries it in. Left wing shot, saved by Carlson. Actually, it might have been blocked before it got to Carlson, as Raby was the one that took the shot. As Wickers will nudge it ahead to Zolsdorf. He's in the slot of his own zone. He'll feed it off the near wing boards, and the puck goes deep in the Grizzlies zone, and icing is going to be called on Rapid City with 16:51 left in the second. Draw's going to come back towards Adam Carlson. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. Guy Kruns is thinking about getting back on Twitter. Guy, you going to rejoin Twitter here soon?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be my New Year's resolution.
Looks like Guy's going to rejoin Twitter. That's his New Year's resolution. I've got a few New Year's resolutions of my own I'm trying to execute. Draws on the right side. Keaton Jamison will take it for Utah against Calder Brooks. Jamison had a breakthrough game last night with 1 goal and 2 assists. Jamison wins the draw cleanly. Nilsson in the right side gets over to right with a shot, and that one goes wide. as Carlson might have gotten a piece of it. Fitze behind the net. He had 2 goals last night. Fitze over towards Jamison, who skates towards the far side. Jamison now in the left circle, and so skate towards his right. Rapid City takes it away. Rush have a breakaway as they skate down the middle. Calder Brooks fakes it. Now he takes a shot. What a save by Miner. What a big stop by Trent as Brooks made a nice move, but Miner made an ankle save. Rapid City still with the puck. Left side. They'll dump it into the corner as Lucas Fuke will skate towards the far corner. He gets the puck. Fuke gets up top for Zulsdorf. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Miner. Trent's got his A game tonight as Cameron Wright skates towards the far side. He gets taken away by Aliardi. Aliardi gets hit but keeps his feet as he skates towards the end wall. Aliardi now in the near corner. Throws it up top, but nobody was home as now the puck ends up in the left corner as Fuke will get it around to Nelson, who gets knocked down as Grizzlies will nudge it ahead to Fitze. Fitze will carry it out to center ice. He's got the puck 2-on-2. Fitze left wing will skate towards the circle as Fitze now around the Rapid City net as he stops on the right side, gets over to Wright. Wright's in the right corner as he gets dragged down. Oh, the arm is raised by the referee. That's going to be a penalty. As Cameron Wright had the puck in the corner, Rapid City just took him down, and 2 minutes for holding is going to be the call. As looks like Rapid City is going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Have you or someone you know been charged with the DUI? As Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's best DUI defense team. Rogers and Russell. 15:35 left in the second period. Trent Miner's made a couple of amazing saves here so far in the second. As Utah's on the power play for the first time tonight, the Grizz have 2 power play goals in each of the first 2 games of this series. Rapid City leads 1-0, as this is an opportunity for the Grizzlies to tie up the game. Dakota Raby is on the ice. He'll be on the right wing. Let's see if we can find out who the penalty was on for Rapid City as they just dragged down Cameron Wright. Looks like it's Carter Robertson, who's in the penalty box for Rapid City. 2 minutes for holding. Time of penalty, 4:25 in. It looks like there's something away from the whistle that they're looking at. There's a couple spotlights going on. It looks like Scott Bird is lecturing the referee, Trevor Wolford, as Burt and Wolford having a conversation. Dylan Fitze will be out there. Aaron Tho, Victor Bartley, and I think that's Jordan Martell that's going to be in the left wing. Fitze will take the face-off against Calder Brooks, who had a breakaway about a minute ago, and Trent Miner. Brooks looked he made a great move on Miner, and then Trent just kind of made a nice save with his ankle as Brooks kind of faked to his right and then went to his left, and somehow Trent was able to make the stop there. That's got to be the best save of the week. I know that the one earlier in the second period there when he came way out of his crease was a good one, but that has to be the best save of the week in the league. As just waiting for the referee to conclude his conversation with Scott Burt, as there's 15 minutes and 35 seconds left in the second period. Rush lead 1-0 as Max Cota scored 8:57 in. Draw's going to be from the near circle. As Brooks crouches down, draw won by Rapid City as Colton Leader behind the end wall throws it to the other side, and Rapid City clears it all the way out. As Trent Miner behind his net will throw it to the far side to Victor Bartley. Bartley had 1 assist last night. He skates behind Miner's net. Now Bartley will start the attack. He'll skate north-south. They'll outlet it out to center ice. Grizzlies cross center. Raby with the left wing pass that gets poked away by Leader, who gathers the puck and clears it out. Miner behind his net will get it back towards Bartley, who gets the puck. Bartley will skate towards the right side. Now he feeds it to the left. Grizzlies cross center and chip it in. As chasing after it's McCallchuck. He gets the puck. He'll get it over towards Raby, who spins it around, and it goes to the right point and out of the zone as Bartley has the puck, but he's in his own end. He'll feed it to the center ice logo from McCallchuck, who will chip it in. McCallchuck trying to get around Keegan Iverson, who goes down. Rapid City throws to the right side. Tho kept it in. Back to Bartley on the left side. He'll feed it across to Tho. Tho over to Bartley in the high slot. Now he'll dish it out to the left circle. Now back up top to Bartley. One-timer, and it's blocked, and Rapid City gets it and clears it out. Grizzlies will make a line change as Andrew Nilsson chases after it. He'll get it from Miner as Nilsson skates around Utah's net. as Andrew Nelson skates down the middle. Now feed it to Jamison on the right side. Now over to Fitze. He'll dish it over to the left side for Wright. Wright enters the zone. He's got 7 power play assists on the season, which leads the Grizzlies forwards. Now slot, righty shot saved by Carlson. Rebound goes to the right point. Utah keeps it in as Fitze spins it along the wall. As Martell gets over to Wright, he's in the left circle. Rapid City pokes it away. Rush will dish it out to center ice, 1-on-2. Aliardi skates around Fitze, gets to the left circle. Aliardi skates towards the middle, and Fitze gets hit with a high stick. No call, though, as late in the power play, Utah gets the puck back. Aliardi couldn't get a shot off as Fitze was able to poke the puck away. As Carter Robertson's out of the penalty box right now, as 13 and a half minutes left in the second. Grizzlies cross center ice left wing. Now they'll step over the line. Righty shot saved by Carlson. He holds on. That last shot was taken by Cameron Wright, who had 9 shots on goal in last night's game. 13:27 left in the second. Rapid City leads 1-0. Timeout on the ice will take one as well. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
13:27 left in the second period. Rapid City leads 1-0. Draw's going to be in the rush zone. Max Cota will take it against Utah's Tyler Penner. Cota has a goal in each of the last 4 periods. All 3 periods last night and a first period goal here tonight. That's the difference in the game. Rapid City leads 1-0. Puck at neutral ice after Rapid City won the draw, but it's the Grizz with the puck as Andrew Nelson will feed it to the near side for Taryn Fitze. Both teams have 1 power play so far tonight. Both teams 0 for 1. Cody gets the puck, skates towards the right circle, drops it off for Gravel down the middle. He takes a shot that goes wide as Penner was nearby, and so was James Shearer. As the puck goes past Nielsen towards the far wing boards, Penner gets pushed by Colton Leader. Leader gets the puck, feeds it to the far circle. Penner gets it back for Utah, and he'll dish it across to Fitze across the center ice. He'll glide it ahead to Raby. Raby on the right side takes a shot, kick saved by Carlson. Rebound goes out to the left side. Fitze in the circle has it. So he'll skate back towards the high slot. They'll take a shot that bounces off a Brooks stick onto a defenseman. Penner with a shot saved by Carlson. And the Rapid City goaltender holds on. It's Tyler Penner getting active tonight. This is his 103rd consecutive appearance for the Grizzlies, as it's Utah's 31st game this season. Penner is one of 3 Grizzlies to appear in all 31 games, joining only Dakota Raby and Dylan Fitze. Those are the 3 guys who have played in all 31 games this season. Jamison will take the draw against Logan Nelson in the far circle of the rush zone. Jamison's kicked out of the face-off circle. Now Cameron Wright will take it. Draw won by Rapid City as they'll skate around their net. As the rush skate from right to left as the puck bounces at neutral ice. Now the Grizzlies regather it as Jamison will feed it back to Aaron Tho. Tho over towards McDonald. Connor will get it out to center ice. Now to the left wing. Grizzlies enter the zone. Left circle. Righty shot on it goes wide as the puck ends up in the near corner. Jamison feeds it up top to McDonald. Now across to Bartley. Bartley skates towards the left side, feeds it to the far goal line. Utah dishes it out in front. Nobody was home. Now right side, Grizzlies get it back up top for McDonald, who glides it across to Bartley. Left wing shot. That goes wide. Puck glides along the near boards. As McDonald back to Bartley. He'll roll it around to the far corner. Grizzlies get it back to Bartley. It glances off his stick. Utah will nudge it back to Fitze along the end wall. Now back to Wright. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Carlson. 11:43 left in the second as Rapid City still leads 1-0. Grizzlies up to 17 shots. Rapid City's taken 20. As both teams make a line change. As we're about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. It looks like both goaltenders have done a pretty good job. Adam Carlson's had a rough start to this season. He's only 1-7, but it looks like he's settled in. And Trent Miner has made a couple outstanding saves here so far in the second period. Grizzlies have been able to maintain some offensive zone time as Rapid City wins the faceoff. They skate towards the near side as that Court crosses center. Grizzlies back defensively as Court skates towards the offensive corner as he's being shadowed by Kyle Pouncey. Now the rush left wing centering pass. Utah picks it off. Grizzlies cross center. Up ahead to McCallchuck. He looks to feather it out in front. Rapid City's Iverson picks it off. Now the puck in the left wing. Grizzlies throw it up top to Pouncey. Right side. Pouncey righty shot goes wide. He didn't get much on it. Iverson kicks it over to the far side for Court. Court gets held up. Now McCallchuck will skate over there as well. 3 Grizzlies and 3 Rush out there along the far boards, hacking away as McCallchuck hits Iverson up top. Iverson pushes McCallchuck as puck ends up squirting out towards the left wing. Grizzlies kick it out to the right side as Utah will throw it back to the left side for Martell. He'll get to the left circle, swing, and not much on it as Pouncey glided it towards Carlson, who covers up as Cam Strong having a conversation over with Colton Leader as the whistle blows with 10:48 left in the second. Draw is going to stay in the Rapid City zone as both teams make a line change. As Rapid City wearing a white jersey with a little bit of red mixed into the middle of the jersey. A lot of red mixed into the shoulders and red numbers. There's a little bit of black to the Rapid City jersey as well. As looks like a pretty decent crowd on a Saturday night. Last of the 3-game series. As the draw taken by Tyler Penner and won by Utah. As the Grizz to the left side, Corey Thomas will nudge it across. Grizzlies out to the right side. Have the puck. They feed it across to the left. Shearer with a shot. That goes wide. Puck over to the left corner. Now back to the right as the Grizzlies will skate around Rapid City's net. Now the Rush take it away behind Utah's net, and they'll feed it to the near side. The Rush get the puck at center ice. Max Cota 1-on-3, skates towards the left circle. He gets around Shearer. Shearer with a poke check, but Cota gets it back in the right corner. He tried to get Calder Brooks behind the net as Brooks battles with Pfizer. Now the puck chips towards the near side as Quinn Wickers gets it. He'll bounce it off of Penner as Shearer will bounce it off of Calder Brooks. It goes to the right side as Carter Robertson feeds it to the far corner as Calder Brooks dishes it up top. Rapid City will take a righty shot. It's blocked as McDonald gathers the puck. He'll carry it out of the zone. He crosses center. Pfizer with a shot saved by Carlson, and Carlson will give it over to Colton Leader, who skates around the net. Leader now at center ice. He'll veer off to the left. Now Leader's over the offensive line. He skates towards the left circle. Centers it to Fuke, who gets it poked away by Wright. Now to the right side. Rapid City gets over to the left as Aliardi with a shot. It's blocked by Bartley, who will feed it off the near boards. Aliardi loses the puck. Penner will pitchfork it out the center. Fitze gets the puck. He skates towards the right circle. Fitze looking to center it, but Rapid City dives in front and takes the puck away. Now the Rush re-enter. Left side, Nelson looks to center it out in front. But it's wide to the mark as he was looking for Aliardi as Utah crosses center ice. Now they gain the offensive line 2-on-3. Wright drops it off for Jamison. Shot saved by Carlson. Now Wright gets the puck on the far side as he'll try to chip it towards the corner, but fanned on it. Now Fitze will throw it to the right corner, and he'll skate after it as Fitze over to Pouncey, who spins it back around. Now behind Rapid City's net, Quinn Wickers holds up a Grizzly. As Rapid City spins it back towards the near side, it goes past Lucas Fuke. As Fitze skates towards the right point, he'll dump it back off the end wall. As Wickers in the far corner chips over to Robertson. As the Rush will bounce it to center ice. As Logan Nelson will cross center ice, 2-on-3. Nelson skates in, but the Rush are offside as we get a whistle with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in the second period. Time out of the ice will take one as well. Rush still lead 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life. I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
8:31 left in the second period. Rush lead 1-0. Both teams have taken 20 shots. That means the Grizzlies have a 9-6 edge on the shot count here in the second period. It's a rubber match of a 3-game series. Rapid City won 5-2 on Thursday night. Last night, the Grizzlies got a 6-4 victory. Dylan Fitze and Cameron Wright each had 2 goals. Keaton Jamison had 1 goal and 2 assists, and Cam Strong also found the back of the net. Strong will take the face-off. He's got Martell to his left and Michalchuk to his right. The Grizzlies, or actually the Rush, were called for offside heading into the break. As draw won by the Grizzlies as Corey Thomas nudges ahead towards Michalchuk, who gets hit by Helgeson. As Colton Leader, playing a defensive role this week, will dish to the far side. Now pass to center ice. Utah picks it off. Michalchuk gets blasted in the right wing by looked like Big Tyson Helgeson, as Kyle Pouncey took offense and pushed Helgeson in the back as the whistle blows. Remember, Helgeson's coming back after serving a 2-game suspension for an elbowing penalty. It looks like Tyson Helgeson's going back to the penalty box as Helgeson just blasted Vladislav Michalchuk as Michalchuk was skating into the zone on the near side. So the Grizzlies, for the second time in the second period, go to the power play as Helgeson is in the box. We don't get to see the officials' signals, so we're not sure exactly which really broke, but looks like the Grizzlies are back on the power play. Remember, Utah in this series is 4 for 9 on the power play, 2 power play goals in each of the first 2 games of this series. That's where Cameron Wright's done a lot of damage here in this set. And also watch out for Keaton Jamison. Remember, both the Utah's power play goals on Thursday came on rebounds out in front. And I know it's a different goaltender tonight with Carlson as opposed to Danil Chechelev, who was the goaltender for the first 2 games of this series. Draws in the right circle. Jamison will take it, but it's won by Calder Brooks and Rapid City as Carter Robertson will spin it along the near boards. It's cut off on the right point by Nilsson, and he'll get it to the right circle for Wright. Now behind the net, Grizzlies feed it to Martell on the left side. Now up top for Nilsson. He'll get it across to Pfizer on the right side. Back to Nilsson in the high slot. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Carlson. He holds on without a rebound, and you got to give Adam Carlson some credit. Obviously, he's gotten off to a slow start this season. He's done a good job with rebound controls. He has not allowed many second chances out in front for the Grizzlies to try to capitalize on. As Utah is now outshot Rapid City 21-20. And Trent Miner's done a pretty good job controlling his rebounds as well. Draw's going to stay in the rush zone as Utah really does a good job working the puck around on the power play. Same 5-man unit for the Grizzlies, as looks like Rapid City changed up skaters, though, as Logan Nelson takes the draw for Rapid City. He wins the faceoff as Rapid City will bounce it off a Grizzly. Utah in the left circle as Martell with it. Martell dishes up top for Pfizer. Pfizer in the high slot, gets over to Martell. Fake to one-timer, gets the puck, takes a shot. Saved by Carlson. Rebound goes to Rapid City, who clears it out. Miner behind his net gets it as it rolled along the near boards. He gets over to Nilsson. Nilsson skates down the middle. He'll get it to neutralize for Wright and drops it off for Pfizer. Pfizer with good speed crosses center ice. Now he steps over the offensive line. He'll chip it off the near boards. Jamison feeds it to the corner. Pfizer skates over there. Now Wright gets it. They'll spin it around to the left side for Martell on the point. Now back to the corner. Now up top for Martell. He'll get it past Nilsson over to Pfizer on the right side. Pfizer skates towards the corner, stops, gets over to right. Now up top for Nilsson. Back to Pfizer on the right side, over to the left, looking for Martell. Rapid City picked it off. Martell has the puck glance towards his stick, and he gets it. Now to the goal line for Jamison. Back to Martell. 35 seconds left in the power play. Over to Nilsson, who bobbled it but kept it in the zone. Nilsson with a lefty shot, and it's blocked in front of Carlson. Puck squirts towards the far side. Martell gets it. He'll throw it up top for Pfizer. He'll take a shot, and it's blocked by Wickers. As the Grizzlies around the net, Jamison gets it back to Martell. Now up top for Nilsson. He'll take a lefty shot. On it goes wide. Off the end boards. Rapid City gets it, and they clear it out. Grizzlies make a line change. Utah did a great job keeping it in the offensive zone for a while, but just couldn't find a way to tie up the game as Rapid City still leads 1-0. And out of the penalty box right now is Tyson Helgeson. 6:10 left in the second. Rush still lead 1-0. Puck goes out to neutral ice and into the Grizzlies zone. Minor to the left of his net will chip it ahead as it goes to the far side. As Rapid City, Nelson feeds it to the left side for Aliardi in the circle. Now up top for Robertson. His shot is blocked. Utah gets it to center ice. Grizzlies with a breakaway. Dylan Fitze gets it, skates down the middle, take a shot, he scores! Dylan Fitze ties it up on a breakaway with 5:50 left in the second as we're tied at 1. Boy, the Grizzlies just caught Rapid City napping. Outlet pass out to Fitze connects, and he just skated down the middle. He had all sorts of time and space and just went glove side on Adam Carlson. And just like that, the Grizzlies finally score on their 22nd shot on Adam Carlson. Sue ends up getting credited with the assist there, but how about Dylan Fitze? He had 2 goals last night, and he finds himself on the scoreboard once again this evening, as Fitze now has a point in 8 of his last 18 games. So Dylan Fitze gets his 6th goal of the season as a puck at center ice, as Rapid City will skate into the offensive zone again. Yamamoto skates towards the left circle. Backhand shot goes wide. Puck ends up on the right side as Tyson Helgeson collides with a Grizzly. Utah will chip it ahead as Aaron Tho will lift it in the air. It goes to center ice. It bounces towards Tyson Helgeson's ankle. He gets it, and he'll throw it directly to a Grizzly. Fitze gets it, right wing shot. Saved by Carlson. But how about Dylan Fitze, a man possessed? He gets another scoring chance on the right side, but Carlson this time makes the save. 5:20 left in the second. Dylan Fitze with his 6th of the year as we're tied at 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. We're tied at 1 as Dylan Fitze scored his 6th of the year, 14-10 in. Tyler Penner with the outlet pass gets the assist. Draw is going to be in the Rapid City zone as Utah has outshot Rapid City 12-6 in the second period and 23-20 for the contest. How about Dylan Fitze? He's got 3 goals over his last 2 games here. As draw taken by Cam Strong, but it's won by Rapid City. They skate from right to left to the rushes. Brett Gravel crosses center ice right wing and dumps it in. As Trent Minor behind his net, he has stopped 19 of 20 so far. As he'll bounce it out to center ice. Rapid City gets it. Zolsdorf on the near side will dump it back in. Minor behind his net once again gets over to Nilsson, who feeds it ahead. Far side, it bounces off of Colton Leader. He'll take a right wing shot, and it deflected off a stick and goes out of play. 4:55 left in the second. As how about Dylan Fitze and the job that he has done, but also Tyler Penner, who was the pick to click of a few people. He gets his 2nd assist of the season. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone. If you joined us late, Max Cota scored 8:57 in to the first as Calder Brooks and Tyson Helgeson got the assist. It's been a game that's been decided by pretty good goaltending. You know, Rapid City's goal was on a redirection, and Utah's was on a breakaway. As the Rush win the draw, as Aliardi gets it up top, and it bounces off a Utah stick. Now it's down the middle as Rapid City skates towards the left circle. Backhand shot goes wide. That was taken by Colton Leader. He was a very dependable player. Rush right wing shot blocked by Bartley. As Fitze battles along the boards, he's great at winning those one-on-one battles. Rapid City will bounce it off a Grizzly. Utah gets it out to center. As Fitze gets hit at center ice by Lucas Fuke. Rapid City gets the puck. Alex Aliardi with his beard fakes a shot. Now he skates to the right circle, takes a shot. Saved by Minor. And Trent holds on. As what a game for Trent Minor. One of the best he's played all season. 4:23 left in the second. As the faceoff's going to come back into the Grizzlies zone. And it's interesting to see Rapid City, who's got 15 skaters tonight. I don't know. Garrett Klotz skated towards the locker room in the first period, and I don't think we've seen him since. So it might be that Rapid City is down to 14 skaters. We haven't seen Klotz since he fell down near the Rapid City bench, and then I think he skated off the screen towards the locker room. As the puck Won by Rapid City. Now Utah gets it back as they feed it out to center ice, and it's regathered by the Rush as Carter Robertson will skate back towards his zone. Now he gets it across. Now ahead to Calder Brooks, who will chip it ahead, but Utah picks it off. Now Rapid City gets it back. Robertson in his own zone will dish it ahead to center ice. Pass connects as Rapid City will drop it off to the right circle. Skating is Brett Gravel. Tap it off the end boards. Gets the puck back. He was looking for Coda, but it kicked off a Utah skate. Now the Grizz feed it out to center ice. It bounces back to Rapid City at their blue line. Blue line to blue line pass to Gravel, and Utah pokes it back to center ice as Rapid City regathers it. 3:39 and counting left in the second as the Rush will lift it into the Grizzly zone as it rolls along the near wall. Miner cuts it off as he'll give it over to Bartley as the Grizzlies will slowly start the attack as they feed it to the near side. Grizz will feed it to center ice. It bounces off of Iverson. Now Utah dishes ahead. Pfizer enters the zone left side as he'll drop it off as Raby skates towards the corner. He stops. He'll get it up top as Bartley will chip it back towards Penner. Penner skates to the far corner as he's trying to avoid Zach Court as Penner reverses field back to the goal line. Now to Pfizer as Pfizer skates towards the left point, gets it back to Penner as Penner chips it around towards Raby, who gets hit behind Rapid City's net by Zolsdorf. Court takes the puck as the net gets dislodged as Utah is trying to skate around Adam Carlson, and the net just came out of place with 2:51 left in the second. We're tied at 1. I think the draw is going to stay in the Rapid City zone as that's where the puck was when the whistle blew. Second intermission, we'll talk with Guy Krenz, and we'll also go over some of the home games for the Grizzlies in the month of January, as Utah's got 4 home games here this month, and all of them are pretty exciting. 3 against Rapid City, and hey, it looks like a pretty aesthetically pleasing matchup when the Grizzlies take on the Rush. As Utah wins the draw at neutral ice, Martel gets over to the left circle, strong with a shot saved by Carlson. Rapid City gets the puck as they skate from right to left. Rush to neutral ice, they cross center and dump it in as Nelson delivered a big hit on a Grizzly. As Utah back towards the near side, as Utah in the corner avoids a check, as the Grizz will pitchfork it ahead. Out to center ice, Rapid City gets it back. Tyson Helgeson dumps it in. It hits off the end boards and now hits the side of the net. Pouncey skates over there as he gets it. He'll throw up behind his back to the far corner for Martel. Martel over behind the goal line gets poked away by Aliardi. Now Thomas has the puck at his ankle. Aliardi nearby. As Thomas kicks it across, Utah gathers it. Grizz will nudge it ahead towards Pfizer, who avoids a check, keeps the puck at center ice. Pfizer, left wing, neutral ice, will roll it around the boards. As Rapid City will dish it back to center ice. Back to Lucas Fuke, who couldn't handle it. It goes deep into the Grizzly zone. As Nelson gets it back to the near corner, Grizzlies move it ahead to Martel. It goes past him as Coda feeds it back to Robertson. Now Rapid City with a pass out to center ice that kicks off of Brooks. Now Coda gets it left side. He steps over the line, skates towards his right. He'll get it over to Gravel, who throws it up top, but Rapid City couldn't keep it in. Robertson at center ice gets it. He'll throw it ahead, but Utah takes it away. 2-on-2. Grizzlies get it to Cameron Wright. He'll get it to Fitze. Fitze on the left side couldn't get a shot off as Coda was cutting in front of him. Now in the right corner, Wright says he got hit with a high stick. Referee doesn't agree. It's called to Brooks out to the left side. Now the Rush gained the line. Max Coda skates towards the left circle, centers it over to Calder Brooks. Shot saved by Miner as Fitze moves it ahead. Grizzlies 1-on-2 cross center. Utah skates towards the left side as they get around a skater. It's Cameron Wright. Now behind the net, he gets blasted by Keegan Iverson. McDonald tried to get it back to Wright, and it's taken away by Zolsdorf. As Zolsdorf skates around Rapid City's net, less than 1 minute left in the second period. Left wing pass to Iverson, who crosses center. Now he gets it ahead. Zach Court left side, looks to center it, and Iverson couldn't accept it as Pfizer cut in front of him to accept the puck. Pfizer skates 2-on-3, skates towards the left circle. Now Rapid City takes it away. As a rush towards the near side, Pfizer kicks it back to the right corner. Pfizer gets hit by Zach Court as Raby skates towards his left. Now he drops it back off for Bartley, who fakes a shot, gets it to Pfizer, right wing. Shot, that goes wide as he tried to go stick side on Carlson. Grizzlies left wing shot, saved by Carlson. 20.4 seconds left in the second as Carlson looked like he got hit a little bit by a Grizzly, kind of incidental, and Carlson skated towards the near corner after the whistle. Carlson did miss all of last season due to a lower body injury, and it's good to see him back in the Rapid City lineup, as after all, he is a pretty good goaltender. He's been around for about half a decade, and he's been with Rapid City for about 3 or 4 years as well. 20 seconds left in the second period. Draw is going to be in the far circle. Utah's done a really good job kind of managing the puck here in the second period as Rapid City wins the draw, but it's Utah. Dakota Raby fanned on it. Rapid City at center carries it into the offensive zone as they dump it in as Lucas Fuke collides with a Grizzly. Less than 10 seconds left in the second period. Grizzlies out to center ice, 2-on-3. Raby takes a shot at neutral ice, saved by Carlson, and that will do it for 40 minutes over at the Monument. As Rapid City scored 1 goal in the first, Dylan Fitze scored about 3/4 of the way through the second period, with Tyler Penner getting the assist. So it's anybody's game right now as we're tied at 1 heading into the second intermission. And when we come back, we'll recap the first 2 periods of play and talk about the Grizzlies' home games coming up in the month of January. And we'll also get Guy Karenza's thoughts on what he saw in the middle frame as we're tied at 1. Dylan Fitze now has 3 goals in his last 2 games. Siegfried and Jensen, intermission reports coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Second intermission over at the Monument, and we're tied at 1. My favorite chuck-a-puck in the league. They got a toilet at center ice. I've said this all 3 games of the series, but it's just so funny. They've got like a 10-foot stand, then they got a toilet at center ice. I actually did see a chuck-a-puck go into the toilet yesterday. It doesn't look like anything has landed in there so far in the chuck-a-puck session of the second intermission entertainment. How about this for a hockey game? As Rapid City scored once in the first period, as Max Cota scored 8:57 in, with Calder Brooks and Tyson Helgeson getting the assists. And Rapid City led 1-0 after 1 period. They outshot the Grizzlies 14-11 in the first period. Dylan Fitze tied it up 14-10 in, as it was, I think, Helgeson got a knee minor 11:48 in. It wasn't that long after the Grizzlies power play ended. The puck was in the Grizzlies zone. Penner just found an outlet pass to Fitze, and he was behind the Rapid City defense. Fitze accepted the pass, and all of a sudden he had a breakaway, just skated down the middle. That's not usually where Dylan Fitze scores. He usually scores from either circle. It looks like, to recap the chuck-a-puck, no chuck-a-pucks ended up in the toilet at center ice, and so nobody is the grand prize winner there. But you think about Fitze, it's usually either the right side or, I mean, most of it seems to be the right side where he scores his goals like he did last night there in the first period. He doesn't really score them from the slot all that often, but he had a breakaway. And you kind of see it sometimes where a guy's going to try to move, fake to his left, go to his, fake to his left, go to his right, and then come back to his left, try to make some fancy move. With Fitze, he seems to be a north-south player, very matter-of-fact type of player, in that he just kind of just skated down the middle and just casually got it glove side past Adam Carlson to tie the game. It's Fitz' 6th of the year and 3rd in this series. For Tyler Penner, it's only his 2nd assist of the season, which is a little bit surprising considering he is a good playmaker and a good passer with the puck. Utah ended up out shooting Rapid City 13-9 in the second period, and we got ourselves a pretty good game as Utah has outshot Rapid City 24-23 for the contest. Utah's power play is 0 for 2 tonight. Rapid City's power play is 0 for 1. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of interesting. I was looking at the stats here in the second period. It looked like, we talked about the 2 power plays that Utah had. Carter Robertson got a holding minor, 4:25 in, but at the same time, Ryan Zolsdorf got a game misconduct, abusive officials. So that was 4:25 into the second period as well. And then Tyson Helgeson got the knee minor, 11:48 in. And even though the Grizzlies didn't score on that power play, they scored a few seconds after that power play ended. The one with the Helgeson penalty, and that's when Fitze scored, probably about 20 seconds after that power play ended. Looks like maybe about, they tell you not to do math on the air, but it was probably about 22 seconds after that power play ended. In terms of shots, Jamison and Fitze each have 3 for Utah. Looks like Tyler Penner also with 3 shots for the Grizzlies. So Jamison, Fitze, and Penner with 3 shots. Shearer, McCallchuck, Strong, and Nilsson each have 2 shots, and then a few other Grizzlies with 1 shot on goal. For Rapid City, 4 shots for Calder Brooks and Alex Aliardi. We have not seen Garrett Klotz since the first period. He fell down, and then he got back to his feet and then skated towards the locker room. The camera didn't follow him to the locker room. We're not really sure what happened, but all we know is we haven't seen big Garrett Klotz since the first period, and I think that's noteworthy because Rapid City is already shorthanded as they're only going with 15 skaters tonight, whereas the Grizzlies had the full complement of 17 skaters this evening. Tyson Helgeson has an assist tonight, and he was somebody to watch out for because he was serving a 2-game suspension in the first 2 games of the series, and so with obviously this being the 3rd game in 3 days, he would be a fresh body out there and would maybe have a little bit more energy than some of the other players on either team. So watch out for Tyson Helgeson in the 3rd period as he may be a little bit fresher than some of the other guys on the ice. Well, the old saying, you win the period, you win the game. That's going to ring true here tonight as we're tied at 1 as we're joined by Guy Carenza. And Guy, one of the other key factors in the second period, I haven't even mentioned it yet, has been the performance of Trent Miner. How about some of the saves he made in the second period and the daring move he made very early in the second period as the puck was gliding towards the Grizzlies zone in the slot, and Trent Miner was out there. He almost got to the blue line. He was so far out.
Tyson, it was just unbelievable. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. Trent Miner, he's a bad man. He's playing with a ton of confidence, and I love it. I love to see it from Trent. This seems to be kind of a revenge game for Trent Miner. He didn't like the way things went in the first game of this series when he played. Man, is he playing a heck of a game tonight. I mean, he stops that first one. I mean, that's got to be ECHL save of the week, maybe even save of the year, really. And then follows that up with a breakaway save. I mean, just fantastic from Trent Miner.
Yeah, that was on a Calder Brooks breakaway, and it looked like Brooks maybe, as I mentioned with Dylan Fitze, Fitze just kind of skated in and just was, didn't make a move, just kind of just shot the puck. With Calder Brooks, he made like 2 or 3 moves on Miner trying to get Trent off balance, and Brooks did get Miner off his feet a little bit, but then Miner was able to make the ankle save on Brooks.
Yeah, Tyson Miner was just able to just extend his leg all the way out and stop that shot on the backhand. Really, just a game of inches. You think about it, and Trent Miner was able to get those few inches just extended to stop that shot. So really, just a fantastic performance from Trent.
And think about Dylan Fitze, who really is one of Utah's best players last night. Although I think now that the Fitze actually lost an assist. They originally gave him 2 goals and 1 assist, but instead he just had 2 goals. I think that does change last night's pick the click winner, as we're actually going to go with Cameron Wright as last night's pick the click winner. So far tonight, I think you might have to go with Trent Miner with the job that he has done. Obviously, Dylan Fitze has Utah's goal, but hey, third period, it's anybody's game. And you think about third game in 3 days. I don't like using the cliche. It's just going to come down to who wants it more, because you can throw that out there just about any time. But it really does feel like it's just going to come down to who can buckle down and just see if they can find a way to get a rebound or get a deflection, because it looks like both goalies have their A game it just feels like it's going to come down to something like that can make the difference.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree with that completely. And we're seeing a bit of a goaltender duel here tonight. Carlson's also playing a really great game. But the one thing to think about, and you mentioned before about Klotz being out. We don't really know what happened to him, but he has not returned to the game. We think about Zulsdorf now getting the misconduct. The Rapid City Rush are down to 13 skaters in this game, and it's the third game in 3 days. So you got to think that fatigue is setting in. And if the Grizzlies can capitalize that on by playing a high-intensity third period, I think they have a really good chance to win this game.
Yeah, you think about the series being on the line. If you can win 2 out of 3 games in Rapid City at their barn, that's certainly going to be critical. And then you think about later in the month of January, Rapid City coming to Maverick Center for a 3-game set in the final weekend of January 25th, 27th, and 28th. And so if the Grizzlies can find a way to get some wins on other teams, on road ice, obviously we talk about every now and then the Grizzlies having so many home games the second half of the season. That's certainly going to be critical, when you think about things adding up as the season goes along.
Yeah, Tyson, if the Grizzlies can win here in this game, that's a huge confidence booster going into Idaho next week, where you think you can maybe at least get a split and win another road game. That'd be huge going later on into the month.
Speaking of Idaho, it looks like they just barely won in overtime against the Wichita Thunder. Final score 3-2. We're not yet sure who got the overtime game winner, but Idaho did get goals from Ryan Domowski and Casey Johnson. And it looks like Idaho just now has won in overtime 3-2. So Wichita does get a standing point for their efforts, but Idaho wins 2 out of 3 games in that series. The other game involving Mountain Division teams, Tulsa leads Allen 3-2. That game with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third. The Grizzlies will be at BOK Center to take on Tulsa on January 20th, 21st, and 22nd. That's the first 3 games that those teams will play against each other since last season's first-round playoff matchup that went the full 7 games. And there's a few familiar names on Tulsa's roster. Looks like Jimmy Soper has one of their goals. Eddie Matsushima's had an outstanding year for Tulsa, and Maxime Galad, the Birdman, has 1 assist for Tulsa tonight. 2.5 minutes left in the third. Tulsa leads Allen 3-2. But Guy, you think about this third period, I'm really thinking about, what can the Grizzlies do to find a way to win. And you think about the power play. They had 2 power plays in the second period. Obviously Rapid City is going to buckle down there a little bit more on the penalty kill with Utah having as much success as they've had. But I think that it might just come down to which goaltender can make the type of saves. And they just showed it on Flow Sports, the amazing stop that Trent Miner made. You talk about him bringing his A game tonight. The only goal scored by Rapid City was on a redirection out in front of the net that Coda scored.
Yeah, Tyson, and it kind of feels like we're moving towards the feeling that the next goal might be the game winner. It seemed like that might have been the case last night. It seemed like the game blew wide open, but this just feels different. I think there's a lot of fatigue going on. We're seeing a goaltender battle here where both guys are playing really, really well. It may not be the prettiest goal in the world, but the Grizzlies need to find a way to get that next goal. So whether it be on the power play, a tip in front, or maybe Dylan Fitze goes down and does another great play and scores, whoever it is, whatever it may be, the next goal is ultra important, and the Grizzlies need to get it.
NFL action, Week 18, the final weekend of the NFL regular season. Chiefs defeat the Raiders 31-13 as the Raiders finish the regular year with a 14-3 mark. The Raiders fall to 6-11. And the game going on right now, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Titans lead the Jaguars 16-13. The winner advances to the playoffs and wins the AFC South. There was actually some ECHL news involving the Jaguars game as the Jacksonville Icemen were supposed to have a night game. They actually moved it up to the afternoon to make sure that their fans could watch the Jaguars game. So the Jacksonville Icemen actually moved the start time up to the afternoon and made it a day game so that all their fans could watch the Jaguars play. And Jacksonville ended up defeating Greenville 6-3. 5 of their 6 goals were scored by defensemen, the infamous Jacob Panetta, with 2 goals for the Icemen. Other action in the league, Newfoundland defeats Trois-Rivières 7-3 in a shootout. Adirondack over Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 5-4. The defending champion Florida Everblades defeat Orlando 4-1. Reading over Worcester 2-1. South Carolina defeats Savannah 4-1. Toledo with a big-time third period. They defeat defeat Fort Wayne 8-2 as the Walleye scored 2 goals in the first, 3 in the second, and 3 more in the third. Looks like Green had a hat trick. He had 3 goals for Toledo. Looks like Brandon Hawkins also found the back of the net for the Walleye. As Toledo got off to a little bit of a slow start this season, they've really picked it up as of late as their record on the year goes to 14-12, 4-1. They defeat Fort Wayne 8-2. Looks like Wheeling holds on for a 3-2 victory over Cincinnati, and Iowa over Indy 3-1. When we come back, we'll talk some hockey and give you some scores from around the NHL, and we'll also have third period action as we're tied at 1 heading into the third. It's anybody's hockey game as you've been listening to the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. We're about set to start third period action. Remember, the Grizzlies have 4 home games coming up in the month of January. Next home game is going to be on Martin Luther King Day. It's going to be a special 3 o'clock start. It's Nickelodeon and Sensory Friendly Day. Come out and see the Grizzlies in their SpongeBob SquarePants themed jerseys, as obviously it's Nickelodeon Day, and the sound will also be turned down as it's Sensory Friendly Day. So bring the whole family for some Nickelodeon themed action as the sound is going to be down. Remember, the Grizzlies did win last season on Sensory Friendly Day. They defeated the Worcester Railers in mid-February, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be the next Grizzlies home game on Monday, January 16th against the Idaho Steelheads. And then the Rapid City Rush will be in town for a 3-game set. Don't forget Wednesday, January 25th is going to be a Bud Light College night, the first of the 3-game series. It's going to be a 7-10 start. Friday, January 27th is going to be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start at just $8 when you pay using our AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And the series concludes on Saturday, January 28th with Guns and Hoses night. 2 charity games in the afternoon, followed up by the Grizzlies game against the Rush at 7:10. And that's the 4 home games in the month of January. There's something unique and fun. All 4 home games, make sure to get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com or call them up at 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And make sure to note the start time on January 16th, the Martin Luther King Day game. It will be a 3 o'clock start. All 3 games in the Rapid City series will start at 7:10. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll have third period action as we're tied at 1 heading into the third. Max Cota scored in the first period for Rapid City. Dylan Fitze had a second period goal for Utah on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
We're tied at 1 heading into the third period. Guy Krenza, who's going to be the guy that's going to step up for the Grizzlies here in the third?
Tyson, I'm going to stick by my original pick to click. I'm going to go with Keaton Jamison.
That's your pick to click, and you're going with Jamison. You know, that short-term memory loss thing I got, I've forgotten who my pick to click is tonight, so I might just go with Dylan Fitze because he's the one that picked up the goal. You know, you're thinking about Dylan Fitze and the job he has done so far in this series. You know, he's just been outstanding. 2 goals last night and another one I got a feeling, though, Dakota Raby might be set up for a strong third period here tonight. And speaking of strong, how about Cam Strong? He could end up doing some damage as well.
Yeah, Cam Strong has really elevated his game over the last couple of games here. And so, yeah, he's really been a dominant force on the Grizzlies. Look for him to be one of the guys to watch out for.
Draw's going to be at center ice here to start the third period. Utah will be skating from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Rapid City wins the draw. They'll dish it ahead. It glances off the stick of Fitze. Raby overskates it, and as it bounces off of McDonald, Max Cota will feed it over towards Calder Brooks, who dumps it in, but it's taken by Victor Bartley. We'll get it across to Connor McDonald. Connor dishes across off the boards for Raby, but it goes to center ice for Rapid City, who dumps it back in. Bartley will get it ahead, as Penner throws it to center ice. Rapid City will dump it back in, where it's taken by Bartley. He'll get it ahead to Fitze. Terran crosses center ice down the middle. Now Fitze gains the line, gets around a skater. Righty shot, save, rebound shot. All Penner didn't get much on it. As Raby in the area, Penner behind the net. Two rush skaters. As Raby gets the puck, he'll skate towards the far corner. He'll dish it up top as the Grizzlies take a righty shot, and it was Fitze that his shot gets blocked as Rapid City gets to the right side, crossing center ice is Aliardi. He'll skate towards the corner as Aliardi being shadowed by Shearer. Aliardi feeds it out in front. Nobody home as it goes to the left point. Wickers gets it back to the corner. Grizzlies will backhand it off a Grizzly skater. Now to neutralize for Fitze. Fitze gets it over towards Shearer, across to Tho, or make that Nilsson. Nilsson back in his own zone down the middle. He'll dish it to the near side. The Grizzlies will cross center, right over to Fitze, back to right. As he'll skate around Colton Leader. Right goes down. Wickers behind the net gets it, and he'll throw it to the far side as Rapid City will lift it out to center, and it bounces into the Grizzly zone as Connor McDonald corrals it. He'll skate behind Miner's net. Now McDonald skates down the middle, so he gets back checked, but McDonald keeps his feet, crosses center ice, just skates down the middle. He'll toss it off the near boards, gets it back himself, feeds it to the left point, but nobody was home as Bartley will have to skate back into his own zone to get the puck. Bartley now behind Miner's net as the Grizzlies will start the attack from right to left as Bartley skates down the middle. He'll outlet it out to center ice. It glances off the Grizzlies stick back to Bartley. Bartley will back it out into his own zone. He'll feed it across to McDonald as Connor will lead it out to neutral ice for Bartley as Victor dumps it in. And it looks like it's going to be icing as Bartley tapped it while he was still in Grizzlies territory. 17:52 left in the third. Draw is going to be towards Trent Miner. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as this third period progresses, how many shots both teams are able to get off, as after all, fatigue may set in on both sides as Cam Strong will take the draw. Calder Brooks looks to his teammates as he'll communicate with Brett Gravel. Max Cota's out there as well, and Cota's been about as hot as any Rapid City player has been over the last month. You think about Cota, though, the last two games, 3 goals last night and 1 here this evening. Off the draw, Rush with a shot that goes wide as the Rush. Brett Gravel as Quinn Wickers gets blasted by Victor Bartley. Slot shot that goes wide. Arm is raised. I think Bartley got a penalty for that as Utah touches up the puck. Rapid City's got a guy down as Calder Brooks skates over to Bartley. And Bartley just delivered a big-time hit. And Rapid City still has a player down on the ice. So one of Rapid City's, I think it might be a defenseman, as I already see 3 forwards standing up as Bartley looking over the Rapid City skater. Kind of looked like, and the hit turned into a penalty as Bartley now looking to make sure the Rapid City skater's okay. Nobody went to fight Bartley, so they must have not felt that there was too much malice intent. But it did look like a defenseman, as after all, Rapid City's already got 3 forwards there standing nearby. We couldn't see who the defenseman was, as Victor Bartley's now going to skate towards the penalty box. You can tell Bartley feels bad about it, as looks like it's going to be a 2-minute penalty, as Bartley now stands in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. And we'll see if we can identify the Rapid City player that's on the ice right now, as the training staff going to look over, as the player is still down along the near boards. As Calder Brooks looking over him, and the trainer is looking over the Rapid City skater, but that we have yet to be able to see, as we're tied at 1. And you think about the Grizzlies' penalty kill being strong over the last 3 games. They're going to need to be strong once again here. And you think about Rapid City being shorthanded. You know, we haven't seen Garrett Klotz since the first period, and now you're talking about another potential injury for Rapid City, who's already got a few, as John Martin is out of their lineup, and so is Kenton Helgeson due to injuries. We'll see if Bartley, it's actually Quinn Wickers. Wickers gets back to his feet very slowly, as looks like Bartley's now being asked to go to the locker room. It's probably going to be more than just 2 minutes for Bartley, as looks like Bartley might be ejected from this game. So Quinn Wickers a little bit woozy as he is skating towards the locker room, as he has to be helped by Max Cota and Calder Brooks. So I wonder, somebody's probably going to have to represent Bartley in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell, and we'll see if it's more than a 2-minute penalty. It could be possible due to the nature that maybe they'll give Bartley a major. We'll see. We haven't seen anything on the score bug that says what the penalty is or how much time Bartley gets, but it looks like Bartley's been thrown out of the game, as Quinn Wickers and Rapid City already short defensemen, and now Wickers going to the locker room very slowly, and they show the Rapid City bench on Flow Sports, and it doesn't look like a full bench. It looks like there's some seats to be occupied, as obviously Rapid City playing shorthanded. If you joined us late, they lost 3 key forwards to the AHL earlier today. Matt Marchino, Roy Cairns, and Ilya Nikolaev. All 3 of those guys have 10 or more goals this season, and they lost all 3 forwards who have really been instrumental for Rapid City in this series. So we're checking the box score to see if it updates as to what the penalty is on Bartley, as Victor Bartley really hit Quinn Wickers pretty hard and hit him up high. So it's a power play for Rapid City, as the draw won by the Rush, as we're tied at 1. Action in the right point as Rapid City chips over to the near goal line. Brooks over to Coda. He'll take a shot. Utah blocks it and clears it out. 2.5 minutes into the third period, Rapid City gets it deep in their own zone. As the Rush skate down the middle, they'll get over to Yamamoto on the right side. He'll roll it around the boards. It is a 5-minute major, it looks like, on Victor Bartley. As Rapid City kicks it out in front, it glanced off a Grizzly stick. Now Zulsdorf, who got a 10-minute penalty, looks like just a misconduct, and the box score is wrong, calling it a game misconduct. As Rapid City, along the right side, Yamamoto over to Zulsdorf. Back to Yamamoto, right side, as he's being shadowed by Corey Thomas. Now up top to Zulsdorf. He'll feed it to the left side as Rapid City takes a lefty shot and it misses wide. Puck glides along the near boards and out of the zone. So Bartley got a 5-minute major, and he was asked to go to the locker room. So it looked like a little bit more than that. It is an interference major and a game misconduct for Victor Bartley. Rush with a shot saved by Minor, as Rapid City Calder Brooks in the right circle. He's near the boards as Brooks surveys just outside the circle. He'll get it up top to Zulsdorf, as Zulsdorf gets it back to the right side for Brooks. He feeds it across to the left side for Gravel. He'll take a lefty shot saved by Minor. Rebound out in front. Cameron Wright clears it out. Rapid City's Adam Carlson plays it to the far side near his net. Now Rapid City behind the net. 3:30 and counting left in the major power play, as Victor Bartley got an interference major and a game misconduct. 2:21 in. Rapid City skates in. Aliardi around the net. He'll bounce it off the near boards. Logan Nelson to the right side. He'll skate towards his left. He gets tripped up by Wright. Oh, they're going to call it a penalty, as Rapid City gets hit in the right corner. As Utah touches up the puck, Cameron Wright tripped up Aliardi, and he argues the case, but it's going to be a 2-minute penalty. And for the Grizzlies, they're going to be shorthanded 5-on-3 for 2 minutes with 15:47 left in the third. Cameron Wright can't believe it, but he's going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. And, Guy, that's a tough break for the Grizzlies, who are now down 2 skaters here early in the third period.
Yeah, Tyson, this is not what you want to see if you're the Grizzlies here in the third period. A critical moment in the game, and now you're giving the Rush a full-on 2 minutes of a 5-on-3. But we've seen the Grizzlies penalty kill perform very, very well throughout this series. Look for them to be a factor here.
Grizzlies penalty kills need to come out big, as even though Rapid City is shorthanded worth the skaters, you're talking about 2 minutes worth of a 5-on-3. Remember, it is an interference major. So Rapid City, they could score as many times as they want. So the Grizzlies penalty kill is going to have to buckle down here. And they really have done a good job here in the first, close to 2 minutes of this penalty kill. But they're going to have to kill a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes, as Cameron Wright, 2 minutes for tripping, is in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. I imagine, even though we can't see the ice right now, I imagine that Rapid City has used their one timeout to talk with their unit and see if they can get a couple open looks on Trent Minor, something that could end up deciding this game, as Rapid City is tied at 1. And it looks like Nugget, the Rapid City mascot, is entertaining the crowd. And it's going to be interesting to see here in the rubber match as, you think about the Grizzlies penalty kill. It's been perfect so far in this series. But Rapid City does have some skilled offensive forwards. Watch out for Brett Gravel, as well as Calder Brooks, who scored some big goals against the Grizzlies in the past. So I believe Rapid City has used its one timeout, as it looks like we've had a little bit of a delay since Cameron Wright got the penalty. And this would be a perfect opportunity for Scott Burt to use his timeout because, you see a 5-on-3 situation for 2 minutes. You see a tie game. And you see Adam Carlson, who struggled this season, but he looks like he's been playing well as of late. Draws in the right circle as Logan Nelson will take the face-off. It's won by Utah's Keaton Jamison. James Shearer will spin it along the near wall. Aliardi keeps it in. He'll get it across to Zulsdorf, who feeds it over to the far corner as Rapid City gets it back up top for Zulsdorf. Now across to Aliardi. Back in the right circle. Fakes a shot. Gets over to Zulsdorf. He's in the high slot. Zulsdorf switches places with Aliardi. Now Aliardi. One-timer. Saved by Minor. Grizzlies backhand. Aliardi kept it in. Left circle. Now up top to Zulsdorf. One-timer and it goes wide. Puck glides towards the near wing board. Zulsdorf from the right point. Does he keep the puck in? Yes, he does. He'll get it over to Aliardi in the left side. He'll skate towards his right. Now he'll dish it off to the left circle as the rush. Logan Nelson shot, and it's blocked by his teammate Coda. Rapid City still with the puck in the right side. Coda in the corner chases after it. The puck glides towards the far wing boards. Aliardi gets it, and he'll throw it up top to the left circle as Nelson back to Aliardi. Left side, he'll dish it up top for Zulsdorf. Now to the near goal line. Brooks shot, saved by Minor. Brooks gets it back up top for Nelson. 2:08 left in the power play. 5-on-3. Nelson over to the far side. Aliardi dishes across to Brooks. He'll take a shot, saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to the right circle. It's taken by Zulsdorf. Now to Nelson. He'll take a shot. Blocker saved by Minor. Rebound out to the left point. Rapid City skates down the middle. Aliardi with a shot, and it's blocked. And the Grizzlies clear it out. Great job by the Grizzlies penalty kill as both teams will make a line change. 1:40 left in the power play. Wright will come out of the penalty box in roughly 30 seconds as Rapid City, Zach Court feeds the middle. Utah picks it off, couldn't clear it out as the rush. Back up top as Rapid City to the right side. Gravel over to Colton Leader. Now to the left side, back towards Gravel. It takes a shot and he scores. Tic-tac-toe, Gravel scores from the right circle as he went up top on Trent Minor. And it's a 5-on-3 power play goal as the Rush have taken a 2-1 lead. Brett Gravel high-fives everybody on the Rapid City bench as he gets his 7th goal of the season. Good passing by the Rush. The Grizzlies really being shorthanded by 2 men for that long. Really did the best they could, but the puck ended up on the right side and got Trent Minor off balance. It looked like he was leaning a little bit towards his right. And then, the Rush did a good job working the puck from side to side and making the Grizzlies really work. And, I think that side-to-side movement was what got Trent off balance a little bit, and the Rush were able to score. And even 14 minutes left in the third, 1:22 left in the major power play. And it looks like they got a great crowd over at the Monument as Rapid City leads 2-1. Draws at center ice. We're skating 5-on-4 with Rapid City with the man advantage. Rush win the face-off as Colton Leader back in his own zone. He'll skate down the middle. Now he gains neutral ice and feeds it to the right side as Max Coda skates towards the right circle. Take a shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes to Pfizer. Terran clears it out to center. Grizzlies with it. 2-on-2. Utah skates towards the circle. Grizz look to center towards Shearer, but the pass didn't connect. Puck glides towards the left wing. Shearer fanned on a pass. Rapid City gets the puck. 53 seconds left in the Rush power play as they'll skate to neutral ice. As the Rush to the right, Coda steps over the line, skates towards the right circle. Coda now around the Utah net. He'll feed it up top, and the puck ends up exiting the zone as Carter Robertson didn't hold the blue line. And the puck goes back to Carlson at the side of his net. He'll get it over to Robertson. Quinn Wickers would be a guy that would be instrumental for Rapid City on this sort of power play situation. Aliardi with great speed skates towards the right corner. He gets it poked away. Utah clears it out. 20 seconds left in the major power play. And I'm not sure who's in the box representing Bartley, as Bartley also got a game misconduct. Rush cross center ice. They gain the offensive line, skate towards the left corner. Rush around the net. Oh, Utah's going to get another penalty. As Connor McDonald trips up Rapid City, the Rush skater ended up going down pretty quickly. McDonald argues his case as Rapid City went off. Looked like they lost their balance just a little bit. And boy, McDonald's hot, as I think Grizzlies fans should be hot as well. So another penalty this time on the Grizzlies. And so it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for 6 seconds. Christian Simeone is representing Bartley in the penalty box. And so then Rapid City will stay on a power play 5-on-4. And it's one of those where, guy, as good as the Grizzlies penalty kill has been, you can only kill penalties for so long.
Yeah, Tyson, I thought that the Grizzlies penalty kill unit did very, very well on that 5-on-3. It just became too much at one point, and the Rapid City Rush just drew up the play and executed it perfectly. We'll see if they can continue to be dominant on the penalty kill.
Rush won the face-off as Logan Nelson, the right side, gets it. He'll take a shot. Glove saved by Minor. Trent holds on. He's played a good game, stopping 31 of 33. Simeone's out of the penalty box, and so it's going to be 5-on-4 once again for 1:54 as McDonald is in the box, 2 minutes for tripping, and just a couple unfortunate breaks for the Grizzlies. For Rapid City, they are short another defenseman as Quinn Wicker's in the locker room, but Victor Bartley's in the locker room as well with the game misconduct. As the interference major is over, Rapid City wins the draw. Leader over to the left side, Aliardi, across to Nelson. Back up top for Leader. Now to Nelson on the right side, just outside the circle. Back up top for Leader. And now Nelson gets it on the right side. They'll get it across to Aliardi. Righty shot saved by Minor. Rebound behind Utah's net as the Rush. Feed it up top to Nelson. Now across to Leader. He'll skate to the right side. And now he feeds it back up top for Aliardi. Now across to Nelson. Right side, he swings and misses. Grizzlies kick it out to neutral ice. As Leader chases after it, the Rapid City blue line. He gets the puck as he's being shadowed by Tyler Penner. Now Penner will skate towards the Grizzlies bench. As Leader with the puck skates down the middle. He's at neutral ice. He crosses center and drops it back off as the Rush will cross center with speed. Gravel gets around Pfizer, steps over the blue line. Gravel gets pushed in the back. Utah takes the puck as Grizz out to neutral ice. Chips it ahead, but the pass is wide of the mark. Now Utah has a poke off a stick. It rolls towards Carlson, who skates out of his crease. Throws an outlet pass as the Rush with the puck. Yamamoto skates towards the far side as he crosses center. Now he throws a right wing pass that's past Coda. Coda will chase towards the right circle to get the puck, but he gets divorced from it as he gets hit by Aaron Tho. Now the Grizzlies have it as the Grizz skate from right to left. Utah head to Aaron Tho on the left wing. He'll step over the line as Tho look to center to Pfizer. Kicks off the skate of Zulsdorf. Rapid City comes back the other way. 20 seconds left in their power play as the Rush step over the offensive line. Grizzlies poke it away, but it's taken by Calder Brooks across to Yamamoto. He's wide open on the right side. Yamamoto centers it to Brooks. Shot saved by Minor. Now back towards Yamamoto, but Utah picks it off. McCallchuk make that. Fitze clears it out. And that will do it for the Rapid City power play. Great penalty kill work by the Grizzlies. As we're back to 5-on-5 action, Rapid City leads 2-1. 10:35 left in the third. As the Rush skate down the middle with as much power play time as they had in the third period, they'll fire a center ice pass to center ice shot to Minor, who covers it up. 10:30 left in the third. Timeout on the ice. We're back in 1 minute. Brett Gravel has scored on the power play for Rapid City. They lead 2-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Rapid City leads 2-1. Brett Gravel scored 6 minutes into the third period. Lucas Fuke and Zach Court with the assists. Rapid City is 1 for 4 on the power play, but the Grizzlies really did the best they could considering the situation as they were shorthanded 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. And obviously the 5-minute major by Victor Bartley and then Connor McDonald with a 2-minute tripping minor as Rapid City's been on the power play for about 7 minutes in this third period. Grizzlies won the draw as they cross center ice and dumping it in is Jordan Martell, as McCallchuk over there as well. Rapid City with the puck as they're nursing a 1-goal lead. Yamamoto at neutralize, falls down. Grizzlies with it as Utah gets out to neutralize. Big time hit near the Grizzlies bench as Carter Robertson nudges ahead. Now another hit delivered by Utah near the Rapid City bench. Play starting to get physical. Halfway through the third period as the Grizzlies cross center. Cam Strong dumps it in. Puck rolls towards the near corner as Rapid City's Carter Robertson will nudge it ahead. Out to neutralize. Rush gains center ice and dump it in. As that Court will chase the puck, or Coda will chase the puck. Court will skate towards the bench. As Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, who had 3 assists last night, as the Grizzlies will nudge it out to center. Now it's taken by Utah, but Fitze gets it poked away as the puck ends up in the Grizzlies zone. McDonald chases after it with good speed. McDonald across to Nielsen. Now to the Utah line. Grizzlies get it to center. Utah crosses the blue line and will dump it around the boards. Grizz over in the left corner have it as Fitze will skate towards the slot with great speed. He'll take a righty shot and saved by Carlson. As Fitze using great speed, skated towards the right side, but Carlson made the save. 9:13 is left in the third period. As looks like the draw is going to be in the Rapid City zone, but Guy, I think it's interesting to see, with as much penalty kill time as the Grizzlies had there, they really did the best they could with being shorthanded for as long as they were.
Yeah, Tyson, I don't think the Grizzlies could have done any better defending that power play for the Rapid City Rush. Eventually, on a 5-on-3 that lasts 2 minutes, there's only so much you can do. And I really thought that the Grizzlies did everything they could. But the Rapid City Rush were just able to get one in there. But really, fantastic job by the penalty killers. It's unfortunate that one had to go in, but they did all they could, really.
Rush have taken 36 shots, including 13 here in the third period. The Grizzlies have 3 shots of their own, but as we mentioned, so much penalty kill time in the third period. Key defensemen are out of the lineup for both teams. Quinn Wickers got injured, and Victor Bartley got the game misconduct.
Yeah, Tyson, it's just been one of those crazy games, right? Rapid City Rush and the Utah Grizzlies, division rivals. It's going to get heated, and Victor Bartley unfortunately finds himself out of the game. I looked at guys on the Grizzlies. Who's going to step up? Connor McDonald, he's the captain of this team. He's out there on the penalty kill, made some really great plays. Look for some other Grizzlies player to step it up and see who can get this tying goal here late in the third.
To clarify something from the box score that we're looking at, they had given Ryan Zolsdorf a game misconduct, but it appears they've corrected themselves and just given him a misconduct. So that's why he's out there in the third period. Grizzlies offensive zone, right wing shot saved by Carlson, and he holds on as he has now saved 27 of 28. Draw's going to stay in the Rapid City zone. 9 minutes, 8 seconds left in regulation as the Rush lead 2-1 as Max Coda with 4 goals in his last 2 games, but right now the deciding goal is Brett Gravel, 7th of the year, and even 6 minutes into the third period. As the draw in the right circle is taken by Rapid City in the white jersey. Zolsdorf has it, and he'll lift it high into the air to center ice. It goes to Max Coda, who drops it off for Gravel. Back to Coda, just outside the left circle. Shot blocked by Shearer, who feeds it over to the left side. Grizzlies enter the zone as Penner drops it off for Raby. Raby at the goal line. Back to Penner. Puck bounced off his stick. Rapid City comes back the other way. Rush have a 3-on-2. They're in the left circle. Lefty shot on it. Bounced off a Grizzly and goes high and out of play off the protective netting. 8:40 is left in the third. Draw is going to be in the Grizzly zone towards Trent Miner, who's really been busy in the 2 starts that he has made. On Thursday night, he stopped 36 of 41. And here tonight, he has stopped 34 of 36. He's really done all that he can do here tonight. And like we said, it's really tough when you have to kill that many minutes worth of penalties, including 2 minutes worth of a 5-on-3. As the Grizz win the draw, Connor McDonald back behind Utah's net. Utah skating from right to the left as we see it on Flow Sports. As McDonald skates down the middle, he'll feed it to center ice. It bounces off of Fitze and goes deep into the Rush zone. As Rapid City will get it out to center ice. Utah chasing after it, and it's Aaron Tho that gets it. Tho will skate towards his left as now he's at neutral ice. He'll throw a right wing pass to Fitze, who couldn't reach it. Rush will dish it back out to neutral ice and goes into the Grizzly zone as McDonald runs after it. He gets it as he'll skate around Miner's net. Now McDonald will skate towards the left wing, crosses center ice. He'll backhand it over the head of Alex Aliardi as Carter Robertson gets it deep in the Rush zone as Rapid City along the near wall will feed a cross-ice pass that goes past Andrew Nilsson and deep into the Grizzly zone as Utah chases after it. They'll feed the right corner. Iverson centering pass shot saved by Miner. as the Grizzlies get it. Utah throws it out towards center. Hits off of leader as Cameron Wright loses the stick, but the puck ends up deep in the rush zone. But Rapid City's in control as Zolsdorf over to Iverson. He's along the far side. Utah takes it away at the Rapid City blue line. They skeet towards the right circle. Righty shot on it goes over Carlson's shoulder and stays in play as it bounced off the glass as Zolsdorf behind the net. Utah will chip it to the far side for McCallchuk. He'll get it up top to the right point for Pouncey. He'll take a shot. And it goes over the head of Carlson, who lifted his arm well over his head to try to stop it. Now Martel skates to the right circle, keeps the puck. Now he reverses his field back to the left. Now Martel back to his right, takes a righty shot. It's blocked, and the puck ends up squirting out to center. Utah will skate back into their own zone as they restart the attack. Left wing pass to Martel, who dumps it in. Carlson behind his net will spin it along the far boards. It bounced off a Grizzly, and it kicks off a Rapid City skate. Now Coda gets it 3-on-2. He'll skate down the middle, and he'll bounce it off the end boards as Coda goes down. Now Coda gets it back as he'll roll around towards the right corner as it's taken by Gravel, who's right now got the deciding goal in the game. As he'll chip it across to Brooks. Now up top off the boards as Rapid City will take a lefty shot that goes wide. It hits the side of the net as Coda battling with Penner. And another Grizzly comes up and Nilsson takes it away. He'll outlet it to center ice. The Grizzlies will carry it across the red line and dump it in. And that was Tyler Penner that dumped it in, I believe. As Penner feeds the right circle looking for Pfizer. And it's picked off by Rapid City, who flips the puck high into the air. It's gathered at neutral ice by Tho. He'll nudge it towards Raby. He couldn't reach it. Robertson will throw it back the other way. As Logan Nelson loses his stick looking for a call, none to be had as McDonald chases after the puck. He'll throw it across to Tho. 6 minutes and counting left in the third. Rapid City leads 2-1. Grizz carried across center ice, and they dump it into the corner. Utah chases after it. Carter Robertson around the Rapid City net with it. He'll throw a backhand pass. It goes to Nelson as he'll feed it across off the boards. It goes to Aliardi, who gets it, skates around McDonald. Centering pass shot on, it goes wide. As Aliardi probably could have taken the shot himself, but was looking for Fuke out in front. Now to neutral ice, Grizzlies left wing. Dump it to the corner, but Rapid City picks it off. Now to Fuke, who has a glance off his stick. Utah will nudge it ahead, but Logan Nelson takes it away. Right side Nelson will veer it around the boards. Aliardi over to the left corner, gets it up top. Now lefty shot saved by Minor. Fuke in the left corner gets the rebound as he'll skate towards the point as Fuke gets knocked down by Nilsson. Puck ends up back to the left point. Zolsdorf with a blast, and it goes high as Utah got a piece of it. And it deflects out of play off the protective netting. 5 minutes, 9 seconds left in the third. Rapid City leads 2-1. We'll find out how this one ends in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. We're at Maverick Center. The Grizzlies are over at the Monument in Rapid City. Guy Krenz and I are hanging out in the lobby. Draw's going to be in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. Zach Court will take it for Rapid City. I think that's Jamison taking the draw for Utah as the Grizzlies are in their third jerseys. It's the fifth time they've worn them. Grizzlies are 1-3 in those jerseys. They haven't worn them at Maverick Center yet. Maybe they will later on in the season. As the draw won by Jamison and the Grizzlies, Utah moving from right to left as we see it in the third period. As Grizzlies cross center, right moves it ahead to Fitze, who dumps it in. Rapid City chases after as they lift it over the head of Fitze. It bounces into the Grizzlies zone. Tho chases after it. He gathers the puck as the puck was on its side at the right side. But it looks like icing is called on the rush. 4:54 left in the third. Draw is going to come out towards Adam Carlson, who's probably played the best game that he's had all season, as he has stopped 27 of 28, and he's been a struggling goaltender who is just 1-7 this year. Trent Miner's been outstanding. He has stopped 35 of 37, and he's done a great job keeping the Grizzlies in this one. Draw taken one by Rapid City as it kicks over to the right point. Utah might officially get credited with a face-off victory, though, as as the net gets dislodged, as Tyson Helgeson was battling with Dylan Fitze at the side of the net. So the net gets kicked open. 4:44 left in the third. Draw's going to stay in the Rapid City zone. And really, Dylan Fitze has been so impressive in terms of his energy level and the way that he has battled with 2 goals last night. And he's got Utah's lone goal this evening. And think about the energy level of both teams. Third game in 3 days. You're talking about 3 contests in a little bit more than 48 hours. And the energy level that both teams have put out here in the third period has just been remarkable. And, Guy, I think it's a testament to these great athletes that the Grizzlies and the Rush have been able to display this much energy. We'll talk during the next whistle, as looks like the puck is dropped at neutral ice, and it's won by the Rush as Colton Leader will feed it off the near boards. Grizzlies back in their own zone with the puck as they skate from right to left. 4.5 minutes left in regulation as Utah will start the attack as Corey Thomas make that Nilsson. Will throw it to the left side. Grizzlies cross center. Martel gets around Gravel, feeds to the left side as McCallchuk steps over the line, but Utah is called for offside. 4:25 left in the third. And, Guy, it's amazing the conditioning of these athletes.
Yeah, Tyson, it's really remarkable, isn't it, for the Grizzlies and the Rush to come out here on their third game in 3 days and play exceptional hockey. And so I would say, if you're a Grizzlies fan and you're on the fence of going to see these 2 teams play at Maverick Center in a couple weeks, go buy a ticket right now. This is entertaining hockey. This is great stuff.
3 games set at Maverick Center, January 25th, 27th, and 28th. It's a Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. All 3 nights will be at 7 o'clock. And don't forget, the annual Guns N' Hoses game is going to be on Saturday, January 28th. That should be a great crowd. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. Puck drop at neutral ice in Rapid City territory as the Rush win the face-off, but it goes back to Utah at center ice, and the Grizz dump it in. Carlson wants icing. Looks like the whistle is blown. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third. And it looks like the puck ended up out of play somehow as a fan gets a souvenir in row 1. It looks like they show the fan who's casually holding up the puck as there's 4:20 left in the third. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 31-28. It's kind of been an interesting first period, an interesting contest dominated by defense and goaltending. Max Cota scored 8:57 into the first period. Rapid City led 1-0 after 1. Dylan Fitze scored his 6th of the year, 14:10 into the second. Score is tied at 1 after 2 periods. And then Rapid City took a 2-1 lead on a 5-on-3 power play goal by Brett Gravel exactly 6 minutes into the third period. As off the draw, looks like 2 guys are battling in the Rapid City zone as action now on the Grizzlies end. As Cota with a shot that goes wide, puck glides towards Miner, covers up. As there's 4:08 left in the third period. Draw is going to be towards Trent Miner, and Calder Brooks and Dakota Raby have some words for each other. As obviously temper's starting to flare a little bit. It's the 5th of 10 season meetings between these clubs. Utah is 2-2 against Rapid City this season. As some conversation, Raby having some words with Calder Brooks. Looks like Shearer and Penner are looking nearby. Andrew Nilsson looking on as well. As you think about the heat of this rivalry, I mean, obviously Utah and Idaho is a big-time rivalry, but it's not, for whatever reason, it seems like there's just a little more heat to the Grizzlies and the Rush series, and it always seems like you can expect the unexpected when these teams battle. You can write a book about just how many crazy things have happened between the Grizzlies and the Rush over the years. As the draw is going to be out towards Trent Miner. 4:08 left in the third, and you can see both teams want to get under the other team's skin to see if they can get somebody to lose their cool and see if we can get a late power play. And especially for the Grizzlies, can they find a way to get a late power play here against Rapid City? Either way, I think the Grizzlies' effort in the third game in 3 days has been outstanding, and it really is a testament to these great athletes. As Penner will take the draw against Aliardi, and the faceoff is won by Utah. As Grizz will clear it out to center. Icing is waved off as Carlson's still in his crease. Pfizer with the puck on the left side. He gets hit in the corner. Raby skates over there as Tyson Helgeson pushes along. As arm is raised, I think it's going to be a penalty on Tyson Helgeson. As the puck as Raby went down, and Helgeson now pushes Raby in the back again. I think the Grizzlies are going to get that power play they were hoping for. Tyson Helgeson, for the second time, goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell as action was in the corner, 2 Grizzlies and 2 Rush skaters. And it looked like Helgeson just kind of nudged Utah in the back. Raby ended up going down, and the referee in the right position to make the call raised his arm as the Grizzlies are going to get that late power play. It's the Rush 2 and the Grizzlies 1. Pfizer will take the face-off, big-time face-off, as Jamison will take it against Calder Brooks. Martell's out there on the right wing. Cameron Wright, and I imagine Andrew Nilsson out there as Utah wins the draw. Nilsson, the right point. Over to Nilsson, right side. He'll take a shot. Saved by Carlson. And looks like Carlson goes down. Keaton Jamison was nearby, and Carlson looks like he's slow to get to his feet. Cameron Wright was in the area. Wright and Calder Brooks have some words. It looks like Carlson still on two knees. Now he slowly gets back to his feet as the Grizzlies were able to get a shot off about 8 seconds into the power play. It's a 2-1 Rapid City lead, 3:42 left in the third. Cameron Wright talks things over with Dylan Fitze as Jamison, I believe, is going to take the face-off for Utah again. As Jamison is going to go to the face-off circle. Jordan Martell on the right side. Wright and Nilsson up top as Jamison talks with Wright and Nilsson up top. As Carter Robertson communicates, as Adam Carlson puts his helmet back on, as he wants a second to make sure he's okay. It's about the second time Carlson has come up a little bit slowly. And remember, he did miss all of last season due to an injury. So it's possible he might not necessarily be the type of goaltender that he was before. Martell switches places with Fitze. He's now on the left wing as the draw is going to be in the far circle. Face-off won by the Grizzlies as Nilsson will chip it towards Martell. Back to Nilsson as Nilsson over to the right side for Fitze, just outside the circle. Fitze skates towards the corner, dishes it back up top for Nilsson, but it goes past him and out of the zone. As Nilsson will chase after it. Miner skates towards the left corner, drops it off for Nilsson. As Andrew will skate down the middle, still in the Grizzlies zone. This will drop it off for Fitze. As Terran will skate towards the left wing. Now he crosses center. He'll dish a right wing pass to Wright. Right towards Jamison, who gets pushed in the back. Rapid City will clear it out. Well, they probably could have called a penalty there, but none to be had as it was out in open ice as Miner gets it to the near side for Martell. Now ahead to Jamison. As at neutral ice, he'll give it to Nilsson. He'll drop it off for Fitze at the center ice logo. Fitze gets around Iverson. He skates towards the left circle. Stops near the corner. He'll dish it up top to Nilsson, who winds and fires. Saved by Carlson. Rebound goes out to the right corner as Iverson gets pushed, but the puck ends up going to the left point. Utah kept it in. Nilsson across to Martell. Now Fitze on the left side. They'll throw it down the middle to Martell. He'll dish it across to Martell. He's on the right side as Martell skates towards his left. Now he fakes a shot. Take one. He scores! Grizzlies score! Carlson thinks it was goaltender interference as he argues the case. But it looks like the Grizzlies have scored as the goal light goes off. Martell fired towards the net with 2:19 left in the third. I wonder if they're going to take a second look at it as Carlson was heated as he thought goaltender interference should be called as he skates towards the corner. He slams the stick and he yells at the referee as the Grizzlies look like they have tied up the game. Boy, there is some action nearby as Carlson is hot. He now skates towards the far corner as he's trying to cool down. I wonder if they're going to take a second look at this as Martell was just to the left of the slot and he took a shot, and I don't know if it got redirected or not, but Carlson thinks a goaltender interference should be called. And it looks like the Grizzlies have tied it up with a power play goal here late in the third. They are going to look it over again. I don't know if we're going to see a replay, though. Hopefully we will, to give some clarification to the audience, but the Grizzlies really worked the puck around after re-entering the offensive zone and were able to put the puck in the back of the net, and that's certainly big because you think about late in regulation, that can end up meaning a standing point, especially if you just go to overtime. Utah's only played 2 games past regulation this season, and they are 2-0 in overtime. Referee has given the tablet to a guy with long hair, and the referee comes out of the circle, or out of the, he says no goal. Referee says no goal, and it stays a 2-1 game. Well, we never did see a replay, so we can't say one way or another whether it was a good call or not. All we know is that Carlson was hot, and he thought that goaltender interference should have been called. Maybe it was played with a high stick. We're not really sure because we never did see a replay. Now Utah is very heated. As Andrew Nilsson argues this case, looks like Utah might get a penalty. As now Utah is arguing the case. Connor McDonald is hot as he is yelling at the referee. Now McDonald looks like he is going to the locker room. McDonald slams his stick towards the boards, and Connor McDonald is now headed to the locker room. As we don't know what about the call, Victor Bartley is out of uniform, and he pats McDonald on the back. I wish we were able to see a replay to give some clarification to see if it was a good call or not. It's a 2-1 game. 2:19 left in the third. And Carlson was very hot after Utah scored, and now Utah is heated as, boy, we're not sure about the call, though, as we don't know if it was a good call or not because we never did get to see a replay. And there were some bodies out in front of Carlson, so we didn't necessarily get to see, really, from the first look that we got, all that much of a clarification as well. And, not like we really got to see the play all that well, but the Grizzlies bench is very heated. Now, Andrew Nilsson has been tossed from the game. Nilsson's going to be skating towards the locker room as well. So that's the third Grizzlies defenseman that's been skating towards the locker room as Nilsson walks towards Victor Bartley, and Nilsson and Bartley talk as now McDonald and Nilsson have been thrown out of the game. And we really don't know, whether it was a good call or not. All we know is that the Grizzlies have been robbed of a tying goal as both teams very heated, and there's 2:19 left in the third. And so this is a very odd situation, Guy. Unfortunately, we don't really they never did show us a replay, so we don't know if it was a good call or not. All we know is the Grizzlies are heated after the goal was disallowed.
Yes, I mean, this is just a crazy sequence of events. I'm assuming, based off of the reaction of the goaltender Carlson, that it was goaltender interference. Becky on YouTube is saying that it was goalie interference, and she says it's a good call. But based off of what we saw, it seemed like it was very close.
2:07 left in the third period as we're back to live action. Now it's at center ice as Rapid City crosses center. They'll feed it to the left side as Coda gets tripped up as the Grizzlies with the puck. Utah gets tripped up and no calls made. All the call is made. Delayed penalty. Utah lets Rapid City touch the puck, and they do. 1:50 is left in the third. Tripping's going to be the call, and the Grizzlies are going to get another power play here late in regulation. So Calder Brooks looks like he's the one going to the penalty box. I don't know if we'll get to see if Trent Miner, he was skating towards the bench, obviously, for the delayed penalty. It'll be interesting to see if we ever get a look to see if Miner is going to be off the ice or on it, because it could be a 6-on-3 with Utah's net, or 6-on-4 with Utah's net empty. And it looks like Ryan Kanasowicz, as both teams are heading towards their bench. I imagine Kanasowicz has used the Grizzlies timeout to talk with his unit. As the Grizzlies thought they had tied up the game, Adam Carlson said that there was goaltender interference. They looked it over, and it's a shame we didn't get a replay so we could get a good look to tell the YouTube audience one way or another whether it was a good call. But it sounds like some people that were watching on Flow Sports said that they thought that it was a good call. But either way, looked like Connor McDonald and Andrew Nilsson were asked to leave the game. It looks like, they haven't posted on the box score what it was. But it looks like Tyson Helgeson gets he got a cross-checking minor, and that's where Utah was on the power play. And with 1:50 left in regulation, we believe Utah has used their timeout as Rapid City has outshot Utah 37-30. Or right now it's 37-29 on the score bug. As Utah's on the power play, Keaton Jamison will take the face-off. As the draw won by Utah, Jamison will throw it to the right circle. It's taken away by Carter Robertson. He skates around the net. Now to the neutral ice as Brett Gravel skates towards the left side. Now to Nelson. He'll take a backhand shot. Saved by Miner. Puck still in play as Aaron Tho gets it. As Tho will skate down the middle. He'll dish it over to the right side as the Grizzlies cross center. Utah with a 5-on-4 power play. Over towards Jamison. Now to right. Up top for Tho. He'll get it across to Fitze, I believe, as it looks like Trent Miner is out of his net. 6-on-4. Utah's net is empty. Right side, Fitze winds and fires. He scores! Fitze scores! Grizzlies tied up! A power play goal as Karen Fitze fired a shot from just outside the right circle, and it went past Adam Carlson. And the Grizzlies have tied it up at 2. What a game this has turned out to be. As the Grizzlies thought they had tied up the game, it was disallowed because we believe of goaltender interference. Grizzlies got back on a power play, and Trent Miner came off the ice. It was 6-on-4 with the Utah's net empty, and the fans in Rapid City are stunned as the Grizzlies find a way to tie the game with 1:12 left in regulation. Aaron Tho gets an assist on the Fitze goal. It's his 9th of the year. McDonald and Nilsson are both in the locker room. Game misconduct, abusive officials. So the Grizzlies are short defensemen. As Rapid City wins the faceoff, 1:05 left in regulation. As Victor Bartley is off the ice as well with the game misconduct, which happened earlier in the third period. Rush cross center ice. Less than a minute left. They'll feed it over to the left side. Coda has a bounce off his stick. As the Grizzlies will nudge it ahead. As Utah's still in their own zone. As I believe that's Tyler Penner. He skates along the right side. Now he crosses center. Penner will dump it in as he gets tripped up near the Rapid City line. I believe that's offside on Utah. As the faceoff's going to come back to neutral ice near the Rush bench. 43 seconds left in the third, and it was offside on Utah. And this would be crazy. I mean, the Grizzlies haven't had an overtime game since the month of November. In fact, the last time the Grizzlies were in overtime, I'd have to think about it because it has been a while. Utah is 0 for 2 in overtime, or 2-0 in overtime games. But, obviously some work to be done here in regulation as Utah wins the face-off, but it goes back into their own zone as James Shearer will skate towards the near side. Now dropping off for, I think, Tho. Back to Shearer. He's at neutral ice, so get it ahead to center. Raby skates into the left circle. Fans are on their feet over at the Monument. Raby on the left side as he's near the boards. He'll chip it towards the corner for Penner. Tyler, 20 seconds left as he gets pushed along the boards by Helgeson. Helgeson battles with Penner in the corner. Penner skates back towards the point. He gets to take it away as Aliardi crosses center ice. Now backing out into his own zone. 10 seconds left. Aliardi will chip it off the glass, and it goes out of play with 7 seconds left in the third. I think he was at neutral ice when he tapped it off the glass. And either way, since it hit off the glass, no delay of game. Grizzlies say it was in the rush zone. I do think Aliardi had carried it out to neutral ice, though. So the draw is going to be at neutral ice. 7.3 seconds left in the third period as we're tied at 2 as Dylan Fitze scored a power play goal with 1:12 seconds left in regulation. His 9th of the season and 4th against the Rush this year. Max Coda will take the face-off against, I believe, Keaton Jamison. They'll make that Cam Strong. As the draw won by Utah, but it goes back into the Grizzlies zone. And Utah will watch the time run out, and that will do it for regulation as we're headed to overtime. Third time the Grizzlies have been in overtime this year. Cameron Wright got the game winner on November 4th against Kansas City. Connor McDonald, 5 nights later, won 3-2 in overtime in Allen. And both teams get a standing point. Who gets that second standing point? Well, it remains to be seen. For Rapid City, they haven't played a lot of games past regulation either, as the Rush have only played, this is their 4th game past regulation. It looks like Rapid City is 3-0 past regulation this season. So something's got to give. Remember, the Grizzlies are going to be short 3 defensemen as McDonald and Nilsson got game misconducts. Bartley is also out. So watch out for James Shearer, maybe Aaron Tho getting some ice time here in overtime. And, Guy, you think about 3-on-3, you get to overtime. The Grizzlies have had some success this season, although it's been since November 9th where they've had a game past regulation.
Yeah, Tyson, it's been a while, but I mean, what about the fight in the Grizzlies to come back in this game? Although I think losing a guy like Andrew Nielsen really hurts, as he's one of those guys that kind of seems to quarterback the power play. I would figure they would try and use him in a situation like a 3-on-3, but you're without his services here, and we'll see how the Grizzlies do.
Another crazy Grizzlies Rush game. Just add it to the list of crazy finishes over at the Monument. Both goaltenders have been outstanding. Trent Miner ended regulation stopping 36 of 38. Adam Carlson has so far stopped 29 of 31.
Yeah, Tyson, it's just been a fantastic goaltender duel. And you think about Adam Carlson, you think about Trent Miner, 2 guys that really have found a resurgence this season in this game. The season really didn't start off the way either of those guys wanted to, and this is really a statement game for both of them.
We'll start overtime skating 3-on-3. Cameron Wright is on the ice. Aaron Tho, Keaton Jamison, as the Grizzlies have 4 guys out there. As usually it's a 3-on-3 overtime, but it looks like 4-on-3. Utah must be on the power play as Rapid City wins the face-off and dumps it in. Looks like the Grizzlies have 4 on the ice, and Rapid City only has 3, so it's a power play for Utah. As Tho will drop it off for Shearer, as Shearer back in his own zone, as Grizzlies, obviously teams very patient with their approach here in the overtime session. As past the center ice doesn't connect, Grizzlies' arm is raised by the linesman, even though Dylan Fitze would argue that he was ahead of the Rapid City skater, but it looks like icing is on the Grizzlies. 6:35 left in overtime. Usually it's 3-on-3 In the ECHL, it's a 7-minute overtime session. I think in other leagues, it might still be 5 minutes. It looks like the Grizzlies are on the power play somehow here to start overtime. Doesn't look like we have a power play score bug, but 6:35 left in overtime, and it's going to be interesting to see who ends up getting that game-winning goal, whether it's going to be Utah. Cameron Wright does have 4 game winners this season, as action in the Grizzlies zone, as looks like there's a little bit of a stoppage of play here before the draw in the Grizzlies' end. Jamison will take the face off. He's talking with Tho and Fitze as the draw won by Utah. Looks like Utah now has 3 skaters on the ice. As Utah wins the draw, they skate towards the left side. Now around the Rapid City net. Stuff sometimes you don't see the whole ice. As Tho goes down in the right corner. As he gets back to his feet. Now Coda loses his balance. Fitze back in his own end will skate down the middle. Fitze with a righty shot. Saved by Carlson. Rebound goes to Colton Leader. As Leader back over to the right side as Calder Brooks over there to the right. Now he skates around Carlson's net. I think we're skating 3-on-3 as Brooks skates down the middle. Now he steps over the offensive line. Now into the zone. High slot. Shot is blocked. And the rush. Feed it over to the right side as Rapid City skates down the middle. Gravel with a shot. It goes high and out of play. Grizzlies might have gotten a stick in the way. 5:49 left in the third as we're tied at 2. Here in overtime, both teams have gotten a standing point so far. As Tyler Penner will take the draw. Logan Nelson will take it for Rapid City. Nelson a little bit taller than Penner. Nelson wins the draw as Ryan Zulsdorf will get it over to Gravel. Now he feeds it back up top for Nelson. He'll veer off to the right. Nelson around Utah's net as he's being shadowed by Penner. Now Nelson gets pushed in the back as Raby looking for the puck in the corner. Now he locates it, and he'll get it over to Shearer. Play is stopped as I think the puck might have either went out of play. Well, we're not really sure what happened there. It's possible maybe, I mean, there was a push there by Raby. Don't know if that was a penalty, but looks like play is stopped with 5:28 left in overtime. I swear I saw 4 Grizzlies there to start overtime, and then the Grizzlies somehow had a power play. Didn't you see the same thing?
Oh, no, I saw it too. I don't understand what happened. I saw 4 Grizzlies as well, so I really don't know.
Rapid City wins the draw as Lucas Fuke around the net as he gets pushed and taking the puck away from him as the Grizzlies skate around Miner's net. As 5:15 is left in overtime, as the Grizzlies will tap it off the far boards. Now get it ahead towards Jamison. Jamison will step over the line, get it to right, but the Grizzlies are offside on what was a good call. So the draw is coming back to neutralize. And it's kind of interesting to see the Grizzlies without 3 defensemen. All 3 of those guys probably would have played a little bit here in the overtime session as the Grizzlies will make a line change as the draw is going to be near Utah's bench after Utah was called for offside. Good Saturday night crowd over at the Monument. The series is on the line as Utah lost 5-2 on Thursday night, but the Grizzlies bounced back to win 6-4 last night. So both teams get a standing point tonight. Rapid City wins the faceoff as Zulsdorf will skate across center ice. 2-on-2, rush into the zone. Coda, right wing shot, and it goes over the head of Miner. Puck glides towards the near boards. Brooks across to Coda. He'll skate to the corner as Coda around the net. He loses the puck. Grizzlies gather it as Tho will skate towards the far side as he gets hit. Rapid City with it as Zulsdorf will throw it up top to the right point for Brooks, who will back it out into the rush zone. As he'll skate towards the blue line as Brooks now at neutral ice. 4:28 and counting left in overtime as he'll drop it off as the rush skate down the middle. Brett Gravel gets hit as Miner will give the puck away and goes back to the left point. Tyson Helgeson around the boards. Dylan Fitze behind the net gets taken away by Nelson. The puck pokes away from Miner. Now Tyson Helgeson has it bounce between his legs. It skates towards the Rapid City zone. Helgeson gets there, winning a foot race with Fitze. Now ahead to Brooks, who skates over the line. Left wing shot, and that goes wide. As Fitze over in the area with Gravel. Gravel gets it, skates along the goal line. Now he's to the near side as Gravel will skate towards a point as he drops it off for Nelson. Nelson with a shot. It's blocked. Now Nelson gets a back shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound to the side of the net. Puck goes to the left side as Gravel gets up top for Leader. Leader skates towards his right. He's now at the point. He'll chip it ahead to Nelson in the far circle. Now Nelson will skate towards his left. Nelson now in the left circle. Makes a move, loses the puck, but gets it back. Now Nelson will skate towards his right. He'll chip it towards the far boards as the Rush will get it up top for Leader, who will back it out to neutralize himself. Rush will change up skaters. Grizzlies try to sneak in a line change as well. Ahead to Aliardi. Left circle, take a shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound Aliardi behind the net as he's over to the left side. He's near the boards as Aliardi will skate towards his right. He's now in the right circle, dropping off for Nelson as Nelson tries to get around Raby. Raby pokes it away as Nelson gets it off the end wall. Now Nelson towards the corner, gets dragged down by Raby. No call as Dylan Fitze gets it. As Fitze will skate towards the far side kind of casually. 2:50 left in overtime as Fitze will skate towards the left circle. Fitze will over towards the goal line. Now he's behind the end wall, or he's towards the end wall, and he gets it taken away as Rapid City, Ryan Zulsdorf, still in his own zone, being shadowed by Raby. Zulsdorf crosses center ice as Raby drags down Zulsdorf. No calls. The puck ends up in the near side. Grizzlies get it. 2:30 left in overtime as Martel will skate towards the right side. Toe drag towards the left. Martel looking for it. Now centering pass. Shot. Saved by Carlson. As Utah gets tripped up, so does Rapid City. Now the Rush. Throw it ahead. Breakaway. Lucas Fuke will skate down the middle. He'll take a backhand shot. What a save by Minor. Puck still in play. 2:10 left in overtime as it goes out to center ice. Rapid City gets it back. Max Coda in his own end will outlet it to the Utah blue line. Now back to center ice as Coda skates down the middle. Now he'll veer off to the right as he steps over the line. Coda drops it off for Leader. He's on the right side as Leader will skate towards the right circle. Now he gets it to Calder Brooks. Brooks in the right point. Back towards Leader out in front of the net. Utah poked it away as he goes back to neutral ice. Leader has the puck on the left side. He'll step over the line. He'll skate towards the left circle. Leader with a shot. Save. Rebound. Shot and a score. And Max Coda gets the game winner. He had 3 goals last night, and he scores 2, including the game winner, as he got a rebound and put it away as the Rush get the extra standing point. 3-2 is the final score as the Rush win the series 2-1, but Utah comes away with 3 out of 6 standings points. So the Rush win 3-2. Colton Leader, I think, was the one that took the shot that was from the left side that bounced off a Minor, and Max Coda got the rebound and put it away. As the Rush fans are on their feet, as it was an entertaining hockey game, but at the end of the day, it was Rapid City that gets the victory 3-2 as Ryan Kanasowicz having some words for Trevor Wolford, who had an interesting game as the referee, as the Rush celebrate and high-five everybody at center ice as the Rush win 3-2. Post-game show coming up in 1 minute. Once again, the final score, Rapid City 3 and Utah 2. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Well, a crazy game over at the Monument. Wouldn't have it any other way when the Grizzlies take on the Rush, but it's Rapid City that wins 3-2 in overtime. Utah did get a standing point, but it's their first game that they've lost past regulation as their record goes to 12-18-1. Rapid City returns to the 500 mark as they are 17-17 on the year. That seemed like a pretty routine game for about the first 2.5 periods. Max Coda scored as he redirected a Tyson Helgeson shot, 8:57 into the first. Rapid City led 1-0 after 1. The Rush outshot the Grizzlies 14-11. In the second period, Tyler Penner threw an outlet pass to center ice for Dylan Fitze. Fitze was behind the Rush defense and had a breakaway, just skated down the middle and fired an innocent-looking righty shot that went glove side over Adam Carlson to tie up the game. Utah outshot Rapid City 13-9 in the second period, and the score was tied at 1 after 2 periods. Rapid City was on the power play for about 7 of the first 10 minutes of the third period as Victor Bartley threw a big-time hit at Quinn Wickers and got an interference major and a game misconduct. So Bartley was ejected from the game, 2:21 into the third. Cameron Wright got a tripping minor, 4:13 into the third, and that gave Rapid City a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. And the Grizzlies really held strong for the majority of that 5-on-3. Rapid City started working the puck from side to side rather quickly, trying to get Utah's defense and their goaltender Trent Miner off balance. They eventually found a 2-pass combination that got Brett Gravel an open look from the right side, and he put it away. And even 6 minutes into the third, Lucas Fuke and Colton Leader with the assists. It was a power play goal. Rapid City went 1 for 5 on the power play. Utah was 1 for 4. Grizzlies were on the power play and 17:41 into the third, so a little bit more than 2 minutes left in regulation. It looked like Jordan Martell had scored a power play goal, and once Utah had scored, Adam Carlson was heated. He thought that there was goaltender interference. At least I think he was. That's what he was arguing. We never did get to see a replay, and we didn't necessarily get a great look at it the first time. They went to video replay, and then the official came out, Trevor Wolford, and said no goal. Can't say whether it was a good call or not because we only got one look, although some fans are saying that it was a good call. And then with that, the Grizzlies went to, as Connor McDonald got a bench minor, and he also got a game misconduct, and Andrew Nilsson got a game misconduct as well. As it looked like McDonald got a bench minor, abusive language is what they called it. And so that's why the Grizzlies, even though they were on the power play, they lost the power play because of McDonald getting a 2-minute penalty. But then Utah got back on a power play after Calder Brooks got a tripping minor, 18:10 in. And interesting to note that, Helgeson was in the box for a cross-checking minor, 16:09 in. So Rapid City was back at even strength for 1 second before Brooks got the tripping minor. So the Grizzlies got back on a power play. Utah was able to get it in the offensive zone. Miner skated off the ice, and so it was 6-on-4 with Utah's net empty. Taron Pfizer found an open look from the right side. He was all alone and just fired away, and it got past Adam Carlson for Pfizer's 9th of the year. That tied the score at 2, 18:48 in. Aaron Tho picked up an assist, although with the way things work in Rapid City with their off-ice officials, you take the stat sheet with a grain of salt. Game went to overtime. It was going back and forth a little bit, although Rapid City did outshoot Utah 4-1 in overtime, and they probably had the puck for a bit longer than Utah did. I don't know if Utah being without 3 defensemen, being without Nilsson, McDonald, and Bartley, think about the experience of both of those guys. I mean, Nilsson's got about 7 years of pro experience. Connor McDonald is certainly a guy that's calm, cool, and collected. I mean, he scored an overtime game winner this year. And think about Bartley and all the experience that he has. I don't know if that made a difference in overtime in terms of how the puck possession worked, but Rapid City eventually got the puck on the left side to Colton Leader. He took a shot that bounced off of Miner's pads. Max Cota skated down the middle, and of course it was Cota, who had 3 goals last night. He scored his second of the game, 5:21 into overtime, and Rapid City comes away with a 3-2 victory. I think despite the loss, Trent Miner was outstanding in net. He stopped 39 of 42. You just think about the nature of the 3 goals. I mean, obviously in overtime, anything can really happen, and obviously there's not as many bodies on the ice. And so they throw a shot at you and it hits an odd angle off your pads. I mean, there's more likely a chance that there's going to be a rebound out in front, and with less bodies out there, it's possible that there's a better chance that somebody like Max Cota can put it away. You think about the first goal being a redirection, the third goal being a 5-on-3 goal. Trent Miner, I think, played a really good game. For Dylan Fitze and Taron Pfizer with the goals for Utah. But you think about the energy level, 3rd game in 3 days, the series on the line, both teams given the type of effort that they gave, and it was just a crazy game and certainly a crazy ending. And I think we could just assume that the right call was made on the goaltender interference as we bring Guy Krenza into the postgame report. And it was one of those crazy games. There was so much happening there from about 3 minutes left in the third period on. And it was just one of those, I think, the craziest game we've seen all year.
Certainly. I mean, this has got to be game of the year, right? I mean, we have
Now, not necessarily because we didn't win.
well, not. I mean, yeah, from an entertainment standpoint, yeah. But I mean, I think you understand where I'm coming from. I mean, I think in the second period we saw a save of the year candidate from Trent Miner, maybe even two of them, and then we see the Grizzlies with a fantastic effort to get back into this game late. And I think the pivotal moment in this game is that 5-on-3 in the third period. And just, I think we need to really applaud the Grizzlies penalty kill unit for sticking through that and only allowing one goal. I mean, you think about a scenario where the Rush could have scored as many goals as they wanted on that 5-minute power play. And then the Grizzlies had to kill another 2-minute penalty after that. And for them to only allow one goal, that's just fantastic. Really. I mean, you can't do it any better except for not giving up that goal. But again, as I mentioned earlier, the Grizzlies did everything they could on that power play. They did everything perfect on that penalty kill, and the Rush just drew it up perfectly and scored. And so for the Grizzlies to come back and at least get a standing point in this game, I think that's just fantastic.
I know there's going to be a lot of Grizzlies fans talking about the officiating, and we certainly don't want to get into that much, although maybe you can argue that it was 5-on-8 for some of the game. James Shearer, according to the box score, got a game misconduct, abuse of officials. That's the fourth defenseman that got a game misconduct for the Grizzlies from the start of the third period on. And yeah, there were some calls that there were some trips that could have been called that weren't. And obviously, Trevor Wolford really had a tough series. But that's at the end of the day, I'm not sure that that's what won and lost the game. I mean, obviously, the Grizzlies were pretty heated when the goal was disallowed, but we never did get to see a replay to really be able to see if there was any contact towards Carlson or whether the right call should have been made there. But at the end of the day, the Grizzlies walked to the locker room, and it's not the first time against Rapid City where they walked to the locker room, and you have to walk across the ice to get to the locker room there because the locker rooms are not attached to the bench. But it's just I think a frustrating loss because the Grizzlies knew that they were that close from winning the game, and they had their chances. And at the end of the day, Rapid City just came out on top. And I think if you are a Grizzlies fan that does look at those things, and if you are a Grizzlies fan that does get on the officiating from time to time, there probably could be a case to be made, whether it was no calls in overtime or maybe a couple no calls in the third period. Maybe even think about the third period. Victor Bartley's major, and then there's a couple penalties there. McDonald's penalty in the third period. I don't think it was just because McDonald got pretty heated, and I don't think it was necessarily the no goal as much as it was the tripping penalty that he had in the third period that he was heated over. I mean, those calls could have gone either way, and unfortunately, they went against the Grizzlies tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, it's a very frustrating one for sure, and I think it's a game where there's a lot of what ifs. You think about what if that isn't a 5-minute penalty and Victor Bartley gets to stay in the game. You think about what if Connor McDonald doesn't get ejected and he's there for the overtime period. It's just there's a lot of what ifs and there's a lot of different scenarios where you think things could have gone differently. But I don't think that any of these men should feel any shame in this loss. I think every single one of these guys went out there and played their heart out. And really, they were led by Trent Miner in net, who played a fantastic game. So I think these guys should hang their heads high and feel really take a lot of pride. Even though they did lose, I thought they played one of their most complete games of the year.
I agree with that. 3 stars of the game. Third star, Trent Miner, who stopped 39 of 42. So obviously, I think Brian Gardner, the Rapid City broadcaster, chooses the 3 stars of the game. Obviously, he felt Miner had a good game to give him a star honor, as he's the 3rd star. Number 2 star, Adam Carlson, who stopped 30 of 32. And considering his stats coming into play tonight, good effort by him as he came into play with an .862 save percentage in 10 games. And so, he played well tonight. Didn't allow many rebounds. And so Carlson did a good job there. And then Max Cota, obviously the game winner. He had 2 goals tonight, and he had 3 goals last night. So you talk about a guy that really dominated for Rapid City. And I think if you're the Rush, you have to feel good considering you lost 3 key forwards to the AHL earlier today. We didn't see Garrett Klotz past the first period, so they had at least, they had no more than 14 skaters for most of that game. And, they come out with the 2 standings points. And for the Grizzlies, it was a battle. I mean, after all, for Utah, they haven't played overtime games much. I mean, it's their first overtime game since November 9th. And obviously, with being without 3 key defensemen and Bartley, Nelson, and McDonald certainly didn't help. But Just it was what it was. Rapid City came out on top, but Grizzlies did come out with 3 out of 6 standings points here in the series. And, every standing point does count because I think the league will look at standings points as much as point percentage. And if you think about it, you pretty much broke even tonight. And this is part of hockey I don't necessarily like. I don't necessarily like a team getting credit for losing a hockey game. I'm just saying that in general. The Grizzlies lost in overtime, but they get a standing point. So you come away with 1 out of 2 standings points tonight. And you think about it, if you lose in overtime every game all season, you're going to end up with a 500 point percentage. You'd be a 500 team just by losing every game in overtime. That's why I absolutely hate that hockey gives credit for overtime losses, but it is what it is. And for the Grizzlies, you didn't come away completely empty-handed because, Fitze got that goal with a little more than a minute left, and they were able to come away with something there in terms of the standing point.
Yeah, and I see your argument for, or I guess against the standing point, that for losing. I can see that, but I think in a game like this, where the Grizzlies really, I feel like they earned that standing point.
Yeah.
This is one of those games where the Grizzlies could have won this game. And I talked about a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of turning points where you could say if one thing changes, the Grizzlies win this game. And so I think that this point is, while in some cases around the league where you get an overtime game and a team loses and they still get that point, it's like, okay, whatever. But this is one of those games where I feel like the losing team, in this case it's the Grizzlies, really did deserve that point.
Especially considering it's on the road and having that goal get disallowed and then, having enough juice to come back and tie up the game, in the third game in 3 days and really having enough juice to come back, score again, tie it up and the power play, you talk about 5 power play goals in this series, you're looking at positives. I mean, the special teams battle was really good. And the only power play goal that the Grizzlies allowed to Rapid City was on a 5-on-3, and it was an extended 2-minute 5-on-3. So, I think the special teams, you have to, if you're Ryan Kanasowicz and Jared Pike, you have to feel really good about that going into the Idaho series.
Yeah, Tyson, of course. And you think about the Steelheads, a team that has a really potent power play. And with the way the Grizzlies penalty kill performed throughout the course of the series, I think if you're the Grizzlies, there's a lot to like going into Idaho. Really, there's a lot of good takeaways from the series. The Grizzlies were able to score 5-on-5, something we were questionable about, whether they could do that, and they proved that they could. And now seeing that their power play and their penalty kill are both clicking and heading into this Idaho series, I think there's a good chance that they could take down the Steelheads in Boise.
It was a fun one tonight, but the Grizzlies came up short, 3-2 the final score. Next week, the Grizzlies will be at Idaho Central Arena next Friday and Saturday. Face-off both nights will be at 7:10. I think there's events here at Maverick Center. I think there's going to be gymnastics meets here at Maverick Center next week. So, Guy, I think we're going to be right here in the same spot with the Turner Cups in the background. And that's only because, knock on wood, we've got a good internet port here in the lobby at Maverick Center. But it was a lot of fun tonight, and it was an entertaining game, if nothing else. And I think it's a credit to both goaltenders who are, 2 of the 3 stars of the game, the effort that Trent Miner put together. And it's a shame it's a losing effort because I think he really deserved the victory with some of the saves he made in the second period.
Yeah, Tyson, there's an argument to be made that Trent Miner really kept the Grizzlies in this game. I mean, I said in the first period that this game was kind of a roller coaster with a lot of shifts in momentum. Sometimes it would go towards the Grizzlies and sometimes it would go for the Rush. But when it was in the Rush's favor, Trent Miner really was the guy that kept the Grizzlies in the game with some really key saves. So again, Trent played the most fantastic game I've seen him play all year, and I think there's a lot to build upon with that.
Yeah, probably even considering the shutout he had in late November. I think it was one of his best outings of the year, maybe his best. And so if we're looking at a star of the game for the Grizzlies, I mean, do we go Trent Miner or do we go with Dylan Fitze, who got the game tying goal with 1:12 left in regulation? Nobody had a multiple point game for the Grizzlies, although it's possible some assists could get added later. Unfortunately, unfortunately the stats guys in Rapid City sometimes leave a little bit to be desired. Are we going to go with Miner or are we going to go with Fitze as the pick-to-click winner?
Well, I don't see any for either, so I think that's how that's going to end. But I mean, both guys really played a fantastic game, and I think there's an argument to be made that Dylan Fitze could be in that category as well. He brought a lot of energy to the game tonight, but I don't see any. Looking through the comments here, I don't see any for either of those guys. So.
Now it's possible somebody on another platform had
it's possible. It might be worth
Fitze
checking Twitter.
Who did you have as your pick to click?
I had Keaton Jameson. I had JMO.
Oh, I had McCallchuck as my pick to click. I think we'll go with Trent Miner, and it's really just the job that he did keeping the Grizzlies in the game. But, the Grizzlies don't get that standing point if Pfizer doesn't score that goal. So I guess a case could be made either way. I do know one thing. The Grizzlies were pretty heated after the game. There's a few words being exchanged with the referee, and, it's sometimes tough with the remote feed because we're just limited to what we see. And unfortunately, we did not get a replay because I think we're getting the same feed that they show on the Jumbotron in Rapid City, and they don't show replays sometimes like that because the crowd could get incited one way or another. And obviously leagues are they're usually concerned that would influence a call potentially. So we didn't get to see a replay. So I guess we can assume that it was a good call, maybe. But the way the Grizzlies reacted, makes me think maybe otherwise. So it's hard to really state. And I don't think the Grizzlies would have been that crazy. I don't think they would have gone and argued the case that much if they didn't have a case to be made that it wasn't goaltender interference. So hard to really say. They're in overtime. There might have been some things away from the puck, maybe even away from the screen that got missed. And maybe that's why the Grizzlies were as heated as they were after the game. But, we're just trying to have some fun. And it is difficult sometimes when, you don't necessarily get to see the whole ice because there is some things that we're missing out there.
Yeah, Tyson. I mean, you're right. It's like trying to put together a puzzle without seeing all the pieces. And unfortunately, we were just missing that piece. If we just seen that replay, maybe we could speak a little bit more on it. But I mean, Carlson was very adamant that it was goaltender interference, and the Grizzlies got very heated, saying, "Oh no, it wasn't." And you think towards the end of that game where there were a lot of penalties and there was a lot of stuff going on, Connor McDonald and Andrew Nielsen get heated and they get ejected, they get thrown out. And that was before the Grizzlies had tied the game. So if you think about the perspective of Connor McDonald and Andrew Nielsen, do you think that there's a slim chance that the Grizzlies coming back? And so you're trying to speak your case. There's no way of them knowing that the Grizzlies would tie the game. And so now you're without their services in overtime. But you got to wonder if the game was a little bit different outcome if they have Connor McDonald or Andrew Nielsen in overtime. I remember Nielsen has a lot of power play assists. He moves the puck around a lot. McDonald has an overtime winner this season. So you wonder if the outcome is a little bit different there if you have those two guys.
Especially if you're looking at the overtime session lasting 5 minutes, 21 seconds, where you're rotating guys in and out. And I think for the Grizzlies, from what we could gather, most of overtime, it was Shearer and Aaron Tho. And both guys are good players, obviously. And I think Tho actually played a pretty good game for the Grizzlies. He had an assist on the Pfizer goal that tied the game. I thought Tho played well. But obviously you're missing guys that have a lot of pro experience in the three that were thrown out of the game. And then it looks like, according to the box score, James Shearer got a penalty as well. So just a crazy night, but ultimately it was Rapid City that came away with a 3-2 victory. But the Grizzlies do come away with 3 out of 6 standings points for the series. And even though I don't like that a team that loses in overtime gets credit, but that's just me. But good thing the Grizzlies do get credit tonight because it was, as you mentioned, it was a well-earned standing point. They tied up the game and then it was disallowed, got another power play, tied it up, and we're able to come away with something out of the night.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. You come away with something, and you played a fantastic game, and you do have something to show for it. And I think 3 out of 6 points on the road trip, that's not bad. Going out on the road and getting at least half the points available. So that's a lot for the Grizzlies to build upon, and then we'll see how they do in Idaho against the Steelheads.
Grizzlies take on the Steelheads next Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock. Don't forget the Grizzlies' next home game will be on Monday, January 16th. It's going to be Sensory Friendly Day. And the Grizzlies are also wearing SpongeBob SquarePants-themed jerseys for Nickelodeon Day. That's going to be Monday, January 16th. The Grizzlies are also home against Rapid City on January 25th, 27th, and 28th. And if the series in Rapid City is anything like the series at Maverick Center in late January, hey, you want to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. Any final thoughts, Guy, before we head out?
I thought the Grizzlies played a really good series here. I like the momentum that they've built heading into a series against a team like the Steelheads, who seem to be high and mighty. So we'll see how they do. But again, if you haven't gotten a ticket to go see the Rapid City Rush when they're here on the 25th and that weekend, go pick that up, because this was a fantastic series to watch, and I'm sure it's even better live. So go get a ticket, come down to Maverick Center and watch some fantastic hockey.
And don't forget, it's only a 5-hour drive to Boise, and obviously tickets may be tough to come by because Idaho Central Arena only holds about 5,300, and it seems like they sell out just about every game. But hopefully we'll see some Grizzlies fans over in Boise next weekend cheering on the club as they take on Idaho for the 2-game series. Well, that'll wrap things up here as we're at Maverick Center. The Grizzlies are over at the Monument once again in 2 hours and 45 minutes and in front of 4,412 over at the Monument. Rapid City's got 2 goals from Max Cota, including the game winner, 5:21 in. Dylan Fitze and Taryn Pfizer scored Utah's goals, and Trent Miner was outstanding in net, stopping 39 of 42, but his record falls to 3-10-1. Adam Carlson gets his second victory of the season for Rapid City. He stopped 30 of 32. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast of not necessarily the final outcome. For Guy Carenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.